They are 4-3. Take a look at the goaltenders for this game tonight. Kelly Rudy for the Kings, starting in his 13th consecutive game and his 80th game lifetime in the playoffs. On the road this year in the playoffs, Kelly has won 5 and lost 3. Patrikom Rua in goal for the Montreal Canadiens. It'll be his 16th game. He is 8-0 here at home, 4-3 on the road. And we are ready to go. Pat Conacher will face off for the Los-Angeles Kings. Carbonell and the Stanley Cup Finals are underway. Here's Lyle Overline at center ice, and he gets hit by a stick, came up and injured Daryl Sador. Sador threw a body check and got hurt, and he's down on his knees at center ice, and he is cut around the mouth with only 8 seconds gone into the first period.
Bob, I don't think it was a stick. I think it was the puck. Lyle line just trying to get to the red line. It appeared like he was trying to dump it in, and the puck may have hit Daryl Sador. We'll see it here, 24's own line. When he clears the puck, it hits Daryl Sador right in the face. So as Bob mentioned, we're only 8 seconds in to Daryl Sador's first game in the NHL Finals. The first game in the NHL Finals for any LA King. You can see Pete Demers, the Kings player out there. Looks like the upper lip is cut badly. We've seen this happen before. Daryl Sador looks like he's all right as far as not being 2 days. You see him taking instructions there from Pete Demers, the referee, Andy Van Helmen, over to make sure everything's all right. Just take your time in this situation. You don't have to rush anything. Another look at it. Overline just wants a high dunk to get the puck in. Try to get Montreal in on a forecheck, and it gets through right in the face.
So Daryl Sador, the Kings' 21-year-old defenseman, still spitting out some blood. And not a good start for Daryl here, 8 seconds into the start of the game. Since 1975, when 4 rounds were needed to win the Stanley Cup, no United States-based team has ever played 4 Canadian teams on their way to the Stanley Cup Championship. And yet the Kings have now defeated Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, and now they're meeting Montreal in their march through Canada to the Stanley Cup. There is Jacques Demers. He is in his first year as the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, the 22nd coach in their history. He grew up in Montreal. This has been a lifelong dream for Jacques Demers. Spent the last couple of years doing radio color for the Quebec Nordiques. Now playing away as Sador went to the King dressing room to be tended to. Here is a pass up to Marty McSorley at center ice, taken away by the Canadiens. Sent back into the King's zone. Charlie Huddy over again. Huddy sends it out to center ice. Back the Montreal Canadiens with it. Matthew Schneider up ahead to ice, and it was taken away by Savard. It into the Montreal zone. Here's Lyle Overline. He's checked there. The Canadiens move it up to center ice. Here's Carbonell with Goulet. Carbonell across the line. Back to Schneider. Rebound off the boards. Warren Reichel tried to clear. Couldn't do it, but Taylor did. Taylor got it to center. Now the Canadiens with it again. Driven right back in by Matthew Schneider. Picked up by Warren Reichel. Reichel's pass tipped up in the air, but comes off on the right side to Marty McSorley. McSorley gets it to center. Shoot shot couldn't get it. Canadiens take it away. Gary Lehman drives it into the King zone. Puck is behind the net, taken there by Hunter. He's hit hard by John LeClair. Canadiens held it in. Now at the blue line, John LeClair with a backhander taken away by Robitaille. Robitaille to center. He tried to poke it ahead to Gary. Shoot shot put out of his reach and taken away by Montreal. The Canadiens up to center. Yari Curry held Desjardins offside. Kings break it up here. Shoot shot with a nice move. Shoot shot to the right wing to Rob Blake. Blake to Robitaille. Robitaille with a backhand pass tipped into the corner. Jim, always it seems here in Montreal, you try to weather the storm the first 5 minutes. There's a shot by Desjardins and a save by Kelly Rudy. Cleared out to center ice and back into the Montreal zone.
The Kings trying to get into this game early by hitting. They feel they can out-hit the Montreal Canadiens. That's unfamiliar to the Kings so far in the playoffs. Most of the teams the Kings have played have been big teams, but the Kings feel they have the edge and size in this series.
Here's Vince Damphousse for Montreal into Stéphane Lebeau. Taken away and cleared out to center ice and back in the Montreal zone. On target, and Patrikom Rua makes the stop. Gets it over to Sean Hill. Hill's pass taken away by Grecki. Grecki on the ice for the first time tonight. The pass picked up by the Canadiens. 3-on-2. They come to the King line. Bellows in the slot. Right side shot. J.J. Danger Daniel shot it wide. It comes off the boards to Thomas Sandstrom. No score first period. Grecki behind the back pass, went behind Reichel. Now at center ice, McSorley drives it in. He gets checked by Bellows.
God, that's 2 times in a row. The Montreal Canadiens activating the defenseman. They're jumping into the play. The Kings looking for hits out there. We get an icing call, but with the Kings looking for hits off ice, you still have to be aware of someone coming from behind on the play. And 2 times the Canadiens defensemen have done that. Talked about size. The biggest man on the Montreal Canadiens is Jean Leclerc. He gets in on the forecheck there against Charlie Huddy. I had a look at Leclerc this morning in the dressing room. This guy is put together. Neck, shoulders, forearms, everything. He's just a big man. And he's one of the few Montreal Canadiens who can get in and use his size and be effective.
John Leclerc, 6'2", 205. Spent 4 years at the University of Vermont. Wears number 17 for Montreal. No score here in the first period. 17:29 to go in the period. The Kings get Corey Millen out, along with Donnelly and Granato up front. Mark Hardy on the ice along with Charlie Huddy. The Kings dress 7 defensemen, and of course, now a good thing they did because of Daryl Sador getting hit by the puck and having to go to the dressing room with 8 seconds gone here in the first period.
Something happening away from the play just before this face-off. The linesman trying to drop the puck over the line. He's a tough guy in the Canadiens. He's trying to get the upper edge there against Granato.
And on the draw, Kings win the face-off. Charlie Huddy with a drive wide. Rebound behind the net. Here's Corey Millen. Penalty against Oderline. Pass to Donnelly. Tipped out of his reach. It's a delayed call against the Canadiens. And Paul DiPietro drives it from center ice. But the whistle blew. The fans cheer anyway. But it was a delayed call against Lyle Oderline. And the Kings go on the power play.
Holden's going to be the call. Granato and Oderline right off the face-off. I mentioned them working at it before. There's Granato trying to go to the front of the net. The shot comes through, and you can see Oderline. He had a grab there on the jersey of Granato all the way from the boards to the front of the net. That's the job of the winger on the boards, to go to the front of the net, try to get a jump on the defenseman. So the first penalty of the game goes against the Montreal Canadiens. Oderline for holding.
So the Kings on the power play for the first time here tonight. No score in the first period. As the Kings send out Uэйн Грецки out at center. Thomas Sandstrom and Luc Robitaille up front on the power play. And Zhitnik and Blake back at the points. There you see the Kings on the power play in the playoffs. Here in the corners, Grecki behind the net to Sandstrom. Sandstrom back to Grecki. Grecki left side. No score first period. Grecki still with it up the middle of Zhitnik. Alex Zhitnik shoots. Tip. Save. Rebound Robitaille. Put it off the goaltender into the net, and the Kings lead 1-0.
Took Robitaille time to get on the scoreboard in the other series, but not here. He scores the first goal in the Stanley Cup Finals. Robitaille gets a good deflection. Not much movement, not much pressure from the Canadiens on the penalty kill. First shot, great save here on the deflection by Roy. And Luc Robitaille just banks it off the back skate of Patrikom Rua. We're going to look at it right here. There's the first save, and that was a great save on the deflection. But the rebound, you can see it there, no doubt about it. The puck gets all the way across the goal line. The Kings waste no time on the power play. Robitaille's 7th goal of the playoffs, and Robitaille scores tonight's Old Spice first goal of the game.
Luc Robitaille getting off to a great start here. It's only his 2nd goal in the last 9 games, but he's wasting no time here. He was going to go behind the net, it looked like, and then he just flipped it off the skate of Patrick Roy. Jim, how important do you think, I was just about to ask you that before the Kings scored, is it that the Kings get ahead of Montreal and not have to play catch-up against them?
Well, Montreal has more offense than the Toronto Maple Leafs did. There's no doubt about it. They have a lot more players who can finish the playoff.
Kings with it again. Here's Taylor giving it to Reichel. Montreal zone. Of course, the Canadiens back at full strength. Taylor, his pass knocked down by Roy. On the right side, McSorley dives it in deep, taken away there by Daniel, but poked away. Here's Conacher. Conacher checked by Savard. Conacher still with it behind the Montreal net. Conacher still has it. Now in front. Reichel can't get it. Here's McSorley pinching, but it's tipped out to center ice. McSorley back to pick it up and gives it to Waters back of the King line. Now to Dave Taylor. Taylor in his 16th year with the Kings in his first Stanley Cup Final. Here's John Leclerc. Leclerc across the line. King zone. Still in it. Shoots. Save in the pads of Kelly Rudy. Here's Waters. Waters checked hard with a puck taken by Corey Millen. Millen gets to the center. Here's Granato with it. Granato drops it to Donnelly. Donnelly right side. Donnelly pulls up. Still had it. Then tipped away and the Canadiens come back. Matthew Snyder gets it to Leclerc. 2-on-1, but broken up by Mark Hardy. Now back Back across the blue line, here's Miller. Miller, left side to Donnelly, cutting in. Back to Granado, he shoots, save, rebound! By Patrick Rua. The Kings with a great chance to take a 2-0 lead. But Granado got stopped on the rebound. 1-0 Kings lead, first period. Puck comes into the Kings zone. Mark Hardy back to get it. Hardy chased by Muller. Hardy drops it off, taken there by Charlie Huddy. His pass to center, broken up by Lyle Odeline. Odeline's pass, offside Montreal as Vince Damphousse gets it. 1-0 Kings lead on Robitaille's 7th goal.
Speed of Mike Donnelly wide. Odeline has to turn on Donnelly because he's going so fast. That leaves Granado open for shot number 1 right there. Then on the rebound, Patrick Roy gets across again to stop the second shot from Granado.
The King goal, Robitaille on the power play, his 7th playoff goal from Jitnik and Sandstrom at 3:03. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Here's Grecki, Montreal zone to the blue line to Rob Blake. Blake shoots. Knocked down in front into the right wing boards. Kings with it again. Sandstrom to Blake. He shoots. Saved by Roy. The Kings firing away, and now it's tipped out to center ice by Damphousse. Pass ahead, right side. Bellows save. Kelly Rudy on the shot by Brian Bellows. Puck taken by the Kings. Here's Alec Jitnik. Tried to get it to Grecki at center, but it went behind him. And we'll get an icing call against the Kings. Kelly Rudy with a big stop on Bellows, and the Kings still lead it 1-0. Take a look at what's on tap, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. First intermission, Jim Fox talks with Vince Damphousse of Montreal. Then the game analysis with Bill McDonald and Charlie Simmer, and the first period highlights. Second intermission tonight, Jim will talk with the Kings' Uein Grecki. Then we'll go back to game analysis with Bill and Charlie, and the second period highlights. That's what's on tap tonight, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Jim, I'll tell you, the Kings, I think here, skating and making some outstanding passes here in the first period.
They really are. They have the speed going. Patrick Roy, just like he's done throughout the playoffs, very strong in the first period. He holds the Canadiens in the game. You can see the shots on goal. The Kings 6, Montreal 3. Roy is a butterfly goaltender. He goes down, covers the low corners, but at the same time, he's so big. He covers the whole net.
Now here is Marty McSorley. Sends it up to the blue line and just off the stick of Ed Ronan. Ronan with it again. Into the Kings zone. He's checked hard by Gary Shuchuk. Puck comes into McSorley. Sends it around the boards but not out. Here is Daigneault with a shot stick save by Kelly Rudy. Kings ahead 1-0. DiPietro didn't get it in front and it rolled away from Gilbert Dion. Gary Shuchuk up to center ice. Shuchuk for the Kings. Drives it into the Montreal zone. Puck behind the net, cut off there, and Sean Hill drives it out, and it's tipped out to center ice. McSorley back to get it. Back pedals in, and then his pass taken away. DiPietro, but offside Montreal. Offside Montreal, and Granado goes over and gets cross-checked by Gilbert Dion. Granado was upset, but Gilbert Dion shot the puck after the whistle. And he went over there, and when he got there, Gilbert Dion cross-checked it. Now Ed Ronan gets his stick up around the face of Marty McSorley. We're going to get penalties from referee Andy Van Hellemond here. The update on Daryl Sadoro got hit with a puck. He's been cut on the upper and lower lip. And there is the brother of Marcel Dion, Gilbert Dion. He said growing up, the Kings, he loved the Kings. They were his favorite team. He wore a King jersey with number 16, Marcel's number on the back. And he said the highlight of his career was when he came here and got a Dave Taylor stick.
Well, it's no longer the highlight of his career to see the L.A. Kings right here. He takes a penalty, the cross-check against Tony Granado. That shot comes after the whistle. Look at Granado. He exchanges words with Dion, and there's the cross-check. It hits Granado on the left side of the face. Granado goes down, and Dion goes to the penalty box.
So the Kings with a power play goal, and now they've got the power play again.
Bob, I want to go back to the last face-off deep in the Kings zone. The Montreal Canadiens are effective defensively because they stay as a five-man unit. There's no gap developing, so they can really force. What do you try to do against a team like that? Go for the long bomb. And you see McSorley right here. Sends it through the middle. It doesn't work. But that's a way to back off the Montreal defense and create some kind of gap, and that allows the Kings forwards in the neutral zone to pick up some speed.
Kings with a 1-0 lead. Robitaille from Zhidnik and Sandstrom. It came on the power play, and the Kings with another power play here. Grecki is out at center with Sandstrom and Robitaille on the wings. Here's Blake. Blake's pass knocked down, and Benoit Brunet sends it into the Kings zone. Alec Zhidnik back to get it. We're in the first period. 13:35 to go in the period. Here's Blake to center ice. Blake fires it into the Montreal zone. Comes around toward Robitaille. He gets checked. Here's Zhidnik. Zhidnik's pass into Sandstrom. Sandstrom behind the net. Tried to shovel it to Grecki. Carbonneau, nice play. Came back to take it away. And got it to the blue line where Blake knocked it down. But then Benoit Brunet of Montreal sends it back behind the King net.
Good anticipation there by Carbonneau. He knows the Kings like to set up behind the net with Wayne Gretzky, so he just anticipated that pass along the boards. If you're going to make the pass around the boards to Gretzky, make it hard. He's so good at picking that puck up off the boards.
Daryl Sador getting stitched up right now. He will be back in the game. Kings drive it into the Montreal zone. Patrice Brisebois sends it around the boards, and Zhidnik couldn't get it. Here come the Canadiens to center. 2-on-1. Look at the short-hander. Here's Muller. Shoot. Save. Kelly Rudy. And he hangs on. The Canadiens, it started 2-on-1, ended up 3-on-1, but Muller took the shot, and Kelly Rudy made the stop, and he hangs on.
I mentioned their penalty killing doesn't put much pressure on. They're pretty stationary in the box, but they go the other way well. There's Muller with a shot. He had one of the defensemen again for the Montreal Canadiens jumping into the play. Muller was there with Schneider. Never a bad idea to take the shot. You see Muller go after his own rebound. He's the heart and soul of the Montreal Canadiens. Patrick Roy gains a lot of attention. The goaltender always in the spotlight. But a lot of people feel Kirk Muller is the most valuable player on this team. Another angle of that last shot. Kelly Rudy right at the top of the crease. Not out too far. Just out far enough to cut down the angle.
12:46 to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Game 1 of the best of 7. The winner will win the Stanley Cup. Here is McSorley getting it up to center, but Granato couldn't hang on, and the Kings can't get this power play set up. They've only got 45 seconds left in it now. Gilbert Dion of Montreal in the penalty box. Here's Tony Granato. Granato up to center ice, hampered by Muller. Granato drives it in deep. Patrick Roy cut it off, gave it in the corner, but Granato took it away. He gives it to Donnelly. Donnelly, right side, Curry, saved by Roy. Oh, Yari Curry with a great chance to make it 2-0 Kings, and Patrick Roy made the stop. Then the puck got away from Kelly Rudy, but it was wide of the net when it bounced off of it. Here's McSorley with it. Clears it out to center. What a save by Roy, because it looked like Curry had him dead to rights, and Roy got over to make the stop.
Size will help you when you're a big goaltender like Roy, but that time it was quickness right across the crease.
Here's Donnelly to Granato. He gets hooked from behind. Here's Huddy. Huddy shoots, save, rebound. Donnelly over to Curry. Couldn't get a shot. Curry behind the net. Montreal back at full strength, and they take it away. 1-0 Kings, first period. Vince Damphousse. Damphousse left side, in front, and rolls away from Odeline. Odeline checked behind the net by McSorley. Now a pass went behind the net into the corner. Chased in there by Damphousse, poked away, and it is cleared to center by Tony Granato. Stéphane Lebeau back to get it for Montreal with 11:15 to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings lead. Robitaille with a goal. Zhidnik back to get it for the Kings. Up to the blue line. Taken there by Reichel. Over to Grecki, but broken up by Daigneault. Out to Sean Hill. Hill's pass tipped away by Sandstrom into the Kings zone, and Rob Blake over to get it. The Kings during the regular season lost once to Montreal and tied twice. Muller intercepts. Muller across the line. Zhidnik took it away. He gives it up to Warren Reichel. Reichel to Grecki. Grecki of the Montreal line. Looks for some help. None there. He peels back. Grecki, his pass on the right side. Reichel was taken across the line out of the reach of the puck. Now it comes around the boards over to Kirk Muller. Muller for Montreal in the first period to John Leclerc. Leclerc to Muller. He shoots, deflected into the corner by Blake. Muller gets knocked down by Blake. Here's Gary Lehman. Now John Leclerc. Leclerc kicked it ahead. He gets checked by Blake. Kelly Rudy drives it around the boards, but not out. Sean Hill to Kirk Muller. In front, and Lehman can't get to it. Muller driving in the slot, poked away by Reichel. Picked up by Leclerc. Leclerc behind the net. His pass, left side, Daigneault, shoots, save, Kelly Rudy. Rebound to Blake. Kings lead, 1-0, first period. Blake up to Warren Reichel. Reichel sends it into the Montreal zone. 10 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Taylor gets dumped in the Montreal zone. Puck comes up and skips up over the Montreal bench, up into the crowd. 1-0. Kings lead first period.
Power play, Mike Donnelly chasing the puck down, speed effective. See Granato in there. This is going to be a great chance. Jari Kurri, I mentioned that speed of Roy. You can see him one big step. That's all it took to get across the crease, and he makes the low save.
Now Patrice Brisebois for Montreal fires it into the Kings zone. Here's Gilbert Dion. He didn't get it. It's held in by Desjardins, but went off Ed Ronan out to center ice. The Kings with Conacher up front along with Robitaille and Taylor. Now in the corner. Here is Ed Ronan. Ronan checked by Hardy. Now drops it off in front. Saved by Rudy. Rebound. He covers it up. DiPietro right in front, and Rudy made the save. And then before Brisebois could get there, covered it up. The Kings still lead 1-0.
Good low rotation by the Montreal Canadiens. They picked up something on their films watching the Kings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hardy very physical here against Ronan. It's Ronan that goes sliding into the boards, but the Canadiens jumping right on the puck. Loose puck makes it out in front. DiPietro with the best chance. Rudy makes the save, just sprawling, covering a lot of net right there. Brisebois, defenseman, jumping in. For a split second, that puck was loose in the crease, but Kelly Rudy reached out and tucked it underneath his own pads.
Here's DiPietro on the draw. He had a hat trick in the opening playoff round against Quebec. Puck comes up to Donnelly for the Kings. He drives it to center off the stick of Brisebois into the Montreal zone, and Patrick Roy clears it to center. Taken away by Donnelly. He drives it right back into the Montreal zone with 9:05 to go in the first period. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox, and the Kings ahead 1-0. Canadiens to center ice. Pass across the line to Dion. Dion shot, dribbles in, and Kelly Rudy breaks it up and flipped it up out of play. And a penalty against Kelly Rudy for delay of the game. Rudy for delay of the game, and we'll be right back.
Penalty against the Kings goes against Kelly Rudy, the goaltender. Delay of game. This is an automatic call. The goaltender cannot shoot the puck over the boards. Anytime he does this without hitting the glass or deflection, it's an automatic penalty.
In the last series against the Islanders, Montreal was only 2 out of 26 on the power play. You can see on that graphic they're 11 of 60. The King penalty killing. They've allowed 22 and 104 times short. Canadiens with it. Vince Damphousse. He had 5 goals in the regular season against the Kings. Damphousse at the blue line. His pass over now to Brisebois. Brisebois into Kirk Muller. Muller checked from behind by McSorley. Here's Bellows up the middle. Damphousse, his shot knocked down, and it is not cleared. Held in by Damphousse. Conacher couldn't clear it out. Held in, centered right in front of Muller. Over to Dion. He got hooked, and his stick was hooked, and it's poked away, but not out. Here's Damphousse. Damphousse up the middle. Brisebois. Brisebois to Bellows. Bellows hanging on to Brisebois. Brisebois to Damphousse with a shot blocked by Charlie Huddy. Huddy drives it around the boards off of Damphousse. Canadiens hold it in. Up the middle to Bellows. Bellows on the left side. 1-0 Kings lead. Brisebois right side. Damphousse shoots wide. Rebound off the boards. The Kings should get it. Conacher with it, and he clears it to center ice. Here's McSorley with it with Taylor 2-on-1. Pass to Taylor. Taylor across the line, but he had to catch up with it, and the Kings want a line change. They want to get some fresh penalty killers on.
And that extra dangerous against the Canadiens. It was Vincent Damphousse, a forward back on the point. He would have had to guard against that 2-on-1.
Now the puck comes off the boards in the Kings zone, right to the stick of Tim Waters. Waters to center, fires it into the Montreal zone with 40 seconds left to go in the King penalty. Kings have got Grecki up front along with Jari Kurri to kill the penalty. Waters and Blake back. Canadiens get it to John Leclerc. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Leclerc loses it to Grecki. Grecki to Waters to Blake. Blake up ahead to Grecki. Grecki to center, and he backhands it into the Montreal zone. Ppatrick Roy with 20 seconds left to go in the power play. Now the puck moved up on the left side. Here is Matthew Schneider ahead to John Leclerc. Leclerc's pass taken away by Curry to Grecki. Here's Grecki to center, and a two-line pass called against the Kings. 10 seconds left to go in the King penalty to Kelly Hrudey.
Kings showing they're not afraid to go on attack, even though they're short one man. McSorley took a couple of chances earlier, and on this penalty kill, it's Uэйн Grecki and Jari Kurri. There's a guy who knows something about playoff hockey. Maurice Rocket Richard, outstanding in the playoffs. Career points in the finals. You can see Richard tied in fourth with Uэйn Grecki, 46 points. You don't see Grecki fourth on many lists. Well, take a look at why. Games played, Grecki only played 26 so far in finals action. All of those with the Edmonton Oilers. This is his first final with the LA Kings.
Face-off here will be just inside the King blue line. 10 seconds left to go in the power play for the Canadiens. Shuchuk on the draw with DiPietro. Shuchuk wins the face-off, and Granato clears it to center. 4 seconds left to go in the power play. Here's J.J. Daigneault. Daigneault's pass, right side, Ronan shooting, save Hrudey, and he covers up, and the Kings are back at full strength. 6:55 to go in the first period. The Kings lead. Luc Robitaille scored on the power play, his 7th goal of the playoffs from Alex Zhidnik and Thomas Sandstrom at 3:03 of this period.
There's a familiar sight in the playoffs. Kelly Hrudey going for a little skate between whistles right here. He likes to go out of the crease. Uэйn Grecki back on the bench, getting a little rest after that last penalty kill. Going back to that last game, I mentioned it earlier, perhaps his best performance under pressure. Everyone counting on him, people in Toronto counting him out. Well, he comes up big in Game 6 and Game 7.
Here's Corey Millen on the face-off with DiPietro, and they're going to kick Millen out of the face-off spot. Montreal had no shots on that power play. Kings lead it 1-0. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Granato on the draw. It comes over to Huddy, and now behind the net, McSorley gets to it. Here's McSorley. His pass up the middle to Donnelly. Tipped it over to Millen, out of his reach, and it comes back into the King zone. Charlie Huddy back to get it. He's back defensively with McSorley. Sador will be back. He's getting both lift stitched. Here's Granato to center. Granato sends it in, a bouncer, and Patrick Roy knocks it down for Daigneault. Daigneault checked into the corner by Granato. They both go down to the ice, and Ed Ronan back to get it. He's checked by Corey Millen. Millen and Ronan battle for it. Now it's taken away by Granato. In behind the net to Corey Millen. He's checked by Brisebois. Over comes Donnelly. Can't get it. Here's Ed Ronan. Ronan for Montreal. It's tipped up the center ice, and Charlie Huddy slaps it right back in. 6:10 to go here in the first period. Shots on goal are even at 9 apiece. Kings lead 1-0. DiPietro dumped at the blue line by Zhidnik. Puck comes back into the King zone and stopped behind the net for Rob Blake. Montreal changes on the fly. Blake to Sandstrom. Sandstrom to center ice, tried to get it to Grecki, taken away by Matthew Schneider. Schneider, left side to Denis Savard. Savard in front, shot, save! Rebound taken by Sandstrom. Schneider got the shot. Savard is injured. Kings come back. Here's Grecki, left side. He shoots, save! Patrick Roy, he hangs on. Denis Savard bent over, going over to the Montreal bench.
Savard has had a foot injury in this playoffs. Actually mentioned the other day he had the doctor x-ray his foot. He said the doctor's going to fax me the results in about 3 weeks. He doesn't want to miss any of the finals action, but it does not look good right there. Savard was leading the attack for the Canadiens. It was a counterattack, and once again, 27 is a defenseman, Matthew Schneider. It's a 4-on-3 for the Canadiens, and you can see how a man works free there. The outnumbered attack. Usually you see 3-on-2s, but that time, for the 4th or 5th time here in the first period, a defenseman getting in on attack, counter-attack against the Kings.
1-0 Kings, 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. Canadiens get it to center ice. Benoit Brunet over to Carbonneau, down the middle, poked away, and here's Warren Reichel. Checked in the corner by Carbonneau. Carbonneau and Reichel still battle for it. Kings zone. Zhidnik's waiting for it to come loose. It's kicked over to Brunet. Brunet shoots! Glove saved by Hrudey. It was going high, but Hrudey grabbed it anyway, and he hangs on. Kirk Muller facing off against Jari Kurri. Kurri wins the draw. Here's Charlie Huddy. Tried to give it to Robitaille. Taken away now, and Sean Hill sends it back into the King zone. Here's Charlie Huddy. to Jari Kurri. Kurri got stopped after a great chance as Patrick Roa made the save. Kurri sends it in. Shuchuk is on this line along with Robitaille. Puck comes out toward the blue line and tipped to center ice by Muller. Now Muller gets it over to Sean Hill. Hill, right side. Here is a pass in front, broken up by Charlie Huddy and then cleared to center ice by Mark Hardy. Robitaille with it. He's had his helmet knocked off. Robitaille across the line, but Shuchuk throws it in deep, broken up there by Daigneault. And Robitaille held it in. Loose puck, Loose got it. Kings with it, but now Jari Kurri's tip is taken away by Muller. Kirk Muller, second leading scorer in the playoffs for Montreal, and we've got a penalty coming up against the Kings. Delayed call against the Kings. Here is Lyle Odeline with it. They get the extra attacker on the ice. 1-0 Kings lead. A delayed call. When the Kings touch it, play will stop. Here's Stephane Lebeau. Lebeau's pass. Tipped in the slot. Taken by Dion. His shot is up high. Rebound. Kings will get it, and the whistle will blow. And the penalty against the Kings. So the Canadiens will go on the power play. Holding is the call.
Montreal Canadiens back on the power play.
1-0 Kings lead. 4:06 to go. First period. Puck comes out to center ice. Brisbois with it. Over to Matthew Schneider. King penalty killers. Taylor and Conacher up front with McSorley and Huddy back. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Puck driven in by Brian Bellows behind the King net. Kelly Rudy stopped it, put it up on the glass, but gave it away. Pass off the boards to Bellows. Bellows still with it. His pass right side. Brisbois. Brisbois shooting and hit a skate. Rebound is held in. Left side. Schneider put it in. Kings take it away, and Marty McSorley clears it into the Montreal zone.
Brisbois, the defenseman for the Canadiens, on the point. He has a great shot. He usually keeps it low, but Dave Taylor, the Kings forward, blocked it and deflected it wide.
Now sent in by Bellows into the Kings zone. Kelly Rudy flipped it back along the boards, and it's taken away by Bellows. Bellows with it. His pass into LeBeau. Back to Bellows. Bellows pass up the middle, and the Kings with it. Here's Marty McSorley. McSorley turns on his forehand and clears it into the Montreal zone again. 1 minute left to go in the penalty to Jari Kurri. Kings with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Luc Robitaille. Here's Kirk Muller. Muller gets it on the right side to Lehman. Lehman gets checked. Blake wraps it hard around the boards and out to center ice and into the Montreal zone. Chased down by Granato. Granato shoots and a save by Roy. Patrick Roy was going to come out and get the puck, and then he just did get back in front of the net to stop the shot by Granato. 36 seconds to go in the power play. Here is Lehman across the line. Offside, Montreal. Kings still leading 1-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Look at Kings' big defenseman Rob Blake out here to kill the rest of this penalty for the Kings. 34 seconds remaining. Earlier on the shift, Granato chasing down a loose puck. You see Roy, he went out of his net, and he got caught moving his feet. That's an unfamiliar position for a goaltender. Sometimes it's good to go out and play the puck, but if you get caught moving, if your feet are still in the skating motion when you're trying to make a save, that makes it doubly difficult. You can't move one way. You get your weight on one foot. And Roy on that last play almost got tricked by Granato, who worked hard to chase down that loose puck.
Muller facing off against Conacher just outside the King blue line, and Conacher with it, but Gilbert Dion's pass came out to center ice. Canadiens still with a man advantage for another 25 seconds. 2.5 minutes to go in the first period. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Here is Gilbert Dion driving it into the Kings zone, and Rob Blake knocked him down. Here's Lehman to the right point. Shot by Sean Hill, deflected. Kings with it. They start back to center. Conacher with Waters and Taylor. Conacher to Taylor, right wing. Taylor, his shot up high and into the crowd. Conacher gets knocked down to the left side of the net, and he's looking at the referee. The sticks have been up kind of high here in the first period. You saw Muller get away with one when he got a high stick on Robitaille and knocked his helmet off, and now Pat Conacher skating over and testing to see if he's been cut. Let's see on the replay. What was the stick of the goaltender, Patrick Roy? Roy stuck the butt end of his stick out and hit Conacher in the face. What a playoff he's had. Pat Conacher of the Los Angeles Kings taking all those important face-offs. 10th year in the league, 34 years old. He gets a rest over on the bench. 4 seconds left to go in the King penalty to Jari Kurri. Sitting right next to Conacher, Dave Taylor. The King goal came at 3:03 of this period. Robitaille is 7th from Zhidnik and Sandstrom. Puck driven out to center ice and back to get it, Charlie Huddy. And the Canadiens get no shots on the power play for the second straight time. Now John Leclerc. Leclerc from Montreal, passing left side, moving in, Ed Ronan in front. Went off Grecki, I believe. The game is tied at 1-1. Ronan was trying to pass off to the right side, and it hit Grecki and went into the net. Let's take a look at it again. There's 31, Ed Ronan. He's going to try to pass to the right, and the pass is tipped by Uэйн Grecki right into the King net. So Ronan gets the goal. Should be unassisted. Puck comes up to center ice. Grecki just got his stick out and tipped it. Here's Leclerc from Montreal to Ronan. He shoots, deflected, and flipped up high in the air by Leclerc. Taken by the Kings. Here is Zhidnik. Zhidnik up to center ice. Zhidnik's pass broken up by Montreal. Fans chanting Grecki, Grecki. They saw him tip it into the corner past Kelly Rudy. Kings clear it to center ice. Alex Zhidnik with it. So a bad break for the Kings there, and the game tied 1-1. Here's Donnelly, left wing. Donnelly driving in front, and Granato can't get it. It bounced past Corey Millen, then Granato. Here come the Canadiens. Across the line, Bellows, stop there. Leclerc with a shot as it comes off the boards, and an offside call against Montreal. Alex Zhidnik gets into a scrap, and Leclerc is there for Montreal. Blake pushes Leclerc. They're announcing the goal now. Ed Ronan at 18:09 gets the goal. Now they give an assist to Leclerc and to Matthew Schneider. So there is Ed Ronan on the Montreal bench. He was born in Quincy, Massachusetts. Spent 4 years at Boston University. Here's Grecki's stick on the right side of your screen, and he just tipped it past Rudy. Rudy was moving over to his left to cover the Montreal player there, but Grecki, in trying to block the shot, tipped it into the net. 1-1 the score with 1:08 to go in the first period. Faceoff will be outside the King blue line after Montreal went offside. So Uэйn Grecki certainly upset with himself. You can see he went straight over to the King bench after trying to break up that play and tipping it in. Now Waters sends it down to the Montreal zone. This is the icing here against the Kings. So 58 seconds remain in the first period. This is game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll be right back here on Thursday. Then at the Great Western Forum on Saturday. That game starts at 5:30. Then on Monday, that game starts at 6 o'clock in Los Angeles. And then if necessary, Wednesday in Montreal, the next Saturday in Los Angeles, and the final Game 7 Tuesday in Montreal. Now, the 1993 Tour of World Figure Skating Champions has been rescheduled to Tuesday, June 22nd at 8 p.m. Use the same ticket you had for the original date. That tour has been rescheduled due to Kings hockey at the Great Western Forum. Now here is Gary Shuchuk, Montreal zone. Shuchuk, his pass in front off Yari Curry's stick. Robitaille chased it in. He didn't get it. Here's Kirk Muller for Montreal, and the puck driven off the glass into the Kings zone. Leclerc and McSorley chase it down. McSorley gets to it. Leclerc checks him from behind. 34 seconds to go in the first period. They go down the ice. Muller comes over. Shuchuk checks him, and the play is whistled dead. 1-1 the score here in the first period. Here's Marty McSorley. You knew in game 1 against Toronto, he stood up and was counted with a hard check on Gilmore near the end of the first period, then got into a scrap with Wendell Clark. Then he was head-butted by Gilmore in game 2. But Marty McSorley was there, and he made in game 7 one of the great plays in that series when he came down the right wing with Grecki and slid it over to Grecki, and all Wayne had to do was put it in the empty net. Face off to the left of Kelly Rudy. 28 seconds to go in the first period. Curry against Stefan LeBeau, and the loose puck. Kings with it. Huddy gives it to Blake. Blake behind the King net. Now on the right side, clears it up to center ice. Taylor couldn't get it. Canadiens take it away. Bellows, left side. Bellows on the backhand, taken away by Charlie Huddy. 10 seconds left to go, first period. Kings come to center. 3-on-2. Taylor on the right wing. Taylor moving in. Taylor shoots, and it's up high and off the glass. 3 seconds to go in the period. 2 seconds. Canadiens clear it to the King line, and that's the end of the first period. 11 shots apiece in that first period. The Kings get a goal from Robitaille. Ed Ronan puts one off Grecki's stick into the net, and at the end of one, it's the Los Angeles Kings 1. The Montreal Canadiens 1. Stat sheet at the end of one. The score tied. Shots on goal were even. Scoring opportunities, one more in favor of Montreal. The Kings were the only power play. That was Robitaille's goal. Montreal 0 for 2 with no shots on the power play, and 2 penalties called against each team in the first period. So that's the story at the end of one period here in Montreal. Jim, what do you think about that first period? Do you think the Kings want to slow it down a little bit, slow Montreal down, or is this the pace the Kings want to have?
I think it's the pace the Kings want to have, but I feel in the first period both teams did things right, and I think they have to be happy with what they got on that one. The Kings, they were allowed to have some speed. They had a couple of good shifts with strong forechecks. They're working that puck up the middle any chance they get. As I mentioned in the first period, trying to spread out the Montreal Canadiens. That's going to be a difficult task for the Kings. Montreal, in their own right, they had some strong forechecking. And I think for the most part, Montreal looked a little more dangerous. They had their scoring opportunities because defensemen jumped into the play and made outnumbered attacks.
Now the second period underway. Remember when Grecki put the puck in the net, I said it'll be unassisted, and they gave 2 assists. That's hometown scoring. Now somebody said, I think that's unassisted, guys. So they've taken those 2 assists away. Now on the right side, here is a pass down in deep. Muller in the right corner. Back to the right point to Lau. Over the line. He shoots. Save. Leclerc shoots. Save again. Kelly Rudy. And he covers up. Kelly Rudy down right in front of the goal line. Makes that stop, and a face-off coming up in the Kings zone.
Montreal doesn't have many big forwards, but there's John Leclerc again. Charlie Huddy, the Kings defenseman. Now watch how difficult it is to move Leclerc. Puck goes back, and he's going to be standing facing that puck. Good position to put into deflection, and he gets a great chance on the rebound. Leclerc is so strong. He just goes into that three-point stance. Charlie Huddy does everything he can. Daryl Sador finally comes in. It takes 2 guys to put Leclerc down, but Kelly Rudy made 2 big stops.
Face-off will be to the right of Kelly Rudy. Denny Savard, number 18 for Montreal, is back on the ice. They said he's been playing with a sore ankle. I talked to the Montreal broadcasters. They said he's playing with a fractured foot. And he went off the ice in the first period after being injured, but Savard is now back. He had so many great years with the Chicago Blackhawks. Not quite the same player here that he was in Chicago. In the King zone, it's kicked in behind the net. Now McSorley drives it off the boards all the way back into the Montreal zone. And stopped behind the net by Patrick Roy. We have just started the second period. Game tied 1-1. Here's Robitaille at the right point. Robitaille sends it in, but Matthew Schneider over to get it. He's checked there by Shuchuk. Shuchuk tried to give it to Yari Curry. Taken away now and sent by Carbonneau to Savard. To center ice to Benoit Brunet. Here's Brunet, checked and knocked down or knocked against the boards by Waters at center ice. Carbonneau back to get it. Drives it into the King zone. Here's Waters, chased by Savard, spins away from Savard, gets it to Robitaille. He's checked by Brunet. Brunet holds it in. Brunet in front. Carbonneau shot deflected. Here's Eric Desjardins into the corner, taken away. Kings with it. Here's Marty McSorley up ahead to Robitaille. Robitaille tried to give it to Shuchuk, went behind him. Patrice Brisebois fires it back into the King zone, comes around to Vincent Damphousse. Damphousse left side, throws it into the slot, taken away by the Kings. Waters gets it up ahead to Robitaille. Here's Luke from center ice with a shot and a save by Patrick Roy. Kings changing on the fly. Sandstrom, Grecki, and Reichel come out up front for the Kings. Jidnick and Blake back. Here's Stefan LeBeau for Montreal. He shoots, save Kelly Rudy. Stick save for Rudy, gives it to Jidnick. Jidnick now sends it to center, and Brisebois fires it right back in. It comes around to Rob Blake. He tips it out to center ice again, and here's Eric Desjardins. Desjardins of Montreal fires it into the Kings zone. Puck comes around to Grecki. Grecki gets it up ahead to center ice. Here's Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom across the line with Eric Desjardins. Desjardins breaks it up, held in by the Kings. Rob Blake. Blake in deep. Blake shoots, and it's knocked away by Roa. Now pass from Blake along the boards, taken away by Montreal. Up the center, 2-on-1. Bellows and Danfus. Danfus left side. He shoots. Save Kelly Rudy, and he covers it up. Kelly Rudy with a big stop on the 2-on-1 break as Vince Danfus fires from the left wing.
Kings get caught on the forecheck. Alex Jitnik, a Kings defenseman, is back, and Jitnik does exactly what he should. He backs off here. He gives the man the shot from the angle, and that's what you want to give when you're outnumbered. You don't want to come over too fast unless you can get the puck. You have to prevent that cross-ice pass. And there's a look at Daryl Sador. He goes with a full face shield. He suffered a bad cut in the first period. You can see above his lip and the lower lip split by Lyle Oldline only 8 seconds into the first period, just trying to dump the puck in. Well, it didn't get in. It just went right into the face of Daryl Sador.
Now face off to the right of Kelly Rudy. Here is Matthew Schneider with a shot and a blocker save made by Rudy. 1-1 the score. Second period just underway. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. Puck is batted out to center ice. Picked up by Sador to Donnelly. Donnelly left wing shoots and a save in the glove of Patrick Roa. And he hangs on.
Patrick Roa with an easy glove save, Bob. I want to go back to last shift. Take a look at Jari Kurri. We talk about him all the time, how well he plays defensively. Well, Curry's on the ice on this shift. Decent forecheck by the Montreal Canadiens. They create a loose puck, but who's going to be back in good position? Kurri right here. Tries to bake it up. He's going to break up another pass. He gets across, little poke check. That's not finished. Jari Kurri knows where to go. He can anticipate. He follows the puck around. That's the job of the centerman, down low in your own end.
Back to live action here as the puck is sent to the blue line, held in by Granato. Granato's pass broken up by Schneider. Granato with it again. Granato right side. Granato still with it. He's got Millen in front. Now drops it off to Donnelly. Now to Millen behind the net. Millen still with it in the corner. Montreal zone. Millen hangs on. Post away. Granato can't hang on to it, and the Canadiens clear it into the Kings zone. Going to get an icing call against Montreal. Charlie Huddy back to touch it. 16:53 to go. Second period. Game tied 1-1.
Wow. Who's the guy that's important?
Well, there's an old friend. He was in Toronto the other night when the Kings clinched it. Larry Robinson sitting in the sweater with his hand up to his face. Had so many great years here in Montreal, but he's got a real affection for the King players right now.
Certainly does. He feels for them. He loves this series right now. Saw him play polo the other night back in Los Angeles. He's a good player.
Now the puck taken by Sean Hill. Over to Daniel. He broke his leg one year playing polo. That's when he was still playing hockey, and I bet the Montreal Canadiens love that. Here's Savard up to center ice. Had to reach out for the puck, and it slowed down his rush. Now Sean Hill drives it in. Sean Hill for Montreal, number 38. His dad coached Robbie Stauber, Duluth, Minnesota. Kings with it. In the middle, Robitaille shoots. Saved by Watt. Shutchuk gets leveled in front. Here comes Benoit Brunet. Brunet to center ice for Montreal. Across the line, he's got Savard headed for the net, flips it high in the air, and Kelly Rudy makes the stop and hangs on.
Break by Kelly Rudy, makes the easy glove save. Take a look at Discover Card Trivia, which was the last team to win the Stanley Cup in their first trip to the final series. It's never an easy task to win the Stanley Cup at any time, And obviously the Los Angeles Kings, their first time in the Stanley Cup Finals. They did pretty well there in the first period. Did not look jittery at all. Actually, the flow of the game, exactly the way the Kings want to play.
Looking at goaltender Kelly Rudy, we want to send best wishes to John Blue. He's from Orange County, California, and he plays goal for the Boston Bruins. Suffered severe facial injuries in a surfing accident at Huntington Beach. At 40 stitches. He said, I played goal now for 20 years without a scratch, and I go surfing, and I get 40 stitches. His surfboard cut him down at Huntington Beach. Shot is up high and loved by Kelly Rudy.
Get another look at that face-off. Gary Lehman with a wrist shot. It happened so quick. If you can win that draw right back, there's not much you can do to get out to deflect it. There's Muller. He comes in and with his skate, it goes off the crossbar. So that wrist shot of Gary Lehman beats Kelly Rudy. And since Rudy did not touch it, the face-off will come outside. Another look at Rudy setting up on the face-off. There's the fundamental of Kelly Rudy. Gets the glove hand out. He's ready for the face-off. Doesn't move an inch. He has that corner covered right there. That's all he's going to tell you. I gave him the crossbar. That's what he took, and it stays out.
That was so quick, I thought he had it for a moment. I didn't even see it deflect up into the crowd. Face-off outside the blue line. Gretzky wins the draw. The game is tied 1-1. Game 1 of this best-of-7 final Stanley Cup Series. Here in the King zone is Zhitnik. Drives it off the boards out to center ice. Taken there by Patrice Brisebois. Brisebois to center ice. To Leclerc. And now to Gary Lehman. Lehman to Muller to Lehman. Lehman in front. Brisebois tips it and a save. Rudy, and the puck was right there without a whistle for a moment. Leclerc got a poke at it, and now it's taken by the Kings. Rob Blake. Blake up ahead to center. Here's Gretzky with it. Gretzky across the blue line. Poke checked away. Kings with it, though, and Warren Reichel's pass taken away by John Leclerc. Here's Leclerc to Montreal. Gets checked at center ice. Gary Lehman shoots. Blocked. Rebound. Blake drives it out to center ice and back into the Montreal zone. So the icing against the Kings. Brisebois back to touch it. Boy, that puck was loose for just a second to the side of the left goal post in the Kings zone, and John Leclerc looked like he had a poke at it.
Gary Lehman had the shot, and Leclerc, the big horse, standing right in front of the net. He's so difficult to move. Kings come back the other way. Patrice Brisebois, all or nothing there. You stand up on Gretzky, you better get the puck. And you can see Brisebois, he did exactly what he had to. If you miss the man, make sure you get the puck, and it was a sweep check. Gretzky had already gone by. He gave Gretzky a couple of steps to get some speed up, but made a great play with his stick.
King goal by Luc Robitaille. Montreal goal by Ed Ronan. 1-1 the score, second period of game 1. Face off to the left of Kelly Rudy. Stéphane Lebeau wins the draw. Right side, shot by Odeline. Blocker save made by Kelly Rudy, and Tony Granato clears it to the blue line. Offside, Montreal. Matthew Schneider jumped up in the air and knocked it down, but the puck had come across the plane of the blue line, and offside was called. Game 2 in this series will be right here in the Montreal Forum on Thursday night, and that'll be starting at 4:30. At 4 o'clock, you'll see a face-off show with Guy Lafleur on Prime Ticket. 4:15, the pregame show, and then at 4:30, game time on Thursday. Right here, it's 1-1 here in the second period. Puck fired back behind the King net, and Darryl Sador over to get it. Almost lost it. Now goes into the corner. He's checked in by Brian Bellows. Bellows took it away, but his pass picked up by Huddy after the stick had been knocked out of Kelly Rudy's hand. Here's Donnelly for the Kings. Montreal zone. Donnelly driving around the net. And the net is dislodged as Granato gets knocked into the goaltender, and a penalty coming up.
I think it's going to be against Tony Granato here. The call is going to be against Tony Granato of the Kings. He was pulled down by Matthew Schneider. Granato working hard to drive to the net. Now, you don't see this one called very often. Bob and I have talked about it all season, but the offensive player has to do everything he can to get out of the way of the goaltender. And Ben Helleman, the referee here in Game 1 of the finals, he fingers Tony Granato off the ice. So Granato just doing his job. We'll get a look at it here. Granato, 21 goes to the net. Schneider pulls down Granato. That's a tough call. Obviously, you can see Granato had nowhere to go there. And Schneider was reaching out with his stick. So it wasn't a hook called against the Montreal Canadiens. Interference, the call against Tony Granato. 5:09 the time of that penalty. So you get a big change there. From the Kings' point of view, you look at a holding call, booking call, maybe interference. Not the case. It goes against the Kings. Montreal Canadiens back on the power play.
King penalty killing has been excellent tonight. Montreal with no shots with a man advantage. 1-1 to score here in the second period. Desjardins lost it. King clear it back to center as McSorley cleared it. Grecki and Curry up front for the Kings to kill the penalty, with Huddy and McSorley back 14 and a half minutes to go in the second period. Here's Vince Stamkos, tipped away by Grecki, but then the Canadiens got it back. Brisebois covered up. Here's Kirk Muller. Muller knocks down McSorley. Here is Bellows. His pass tipped to the blue line. Brisebois with it. He shoots. Save Rudy, and he covers up. Kelly Rudy covered that up, and then McSorley gets spun around and falls down on top of Kirk Muller.
That should be a battle for the rest of the series. Kirk Muller, we mentioned him in the open. He put some points on the board, but he's very courageous. He just has that leadership grip to the Montreal Canadiens lineup. And he went down heavily in front of the goal with Marty McSorley. Brisebois with a shot. He keeps it low. Wayne Grecki tries that turnaround, and Brisebois, the same type of check he made earlier in the period against Grecki, just reaching out with that stick. He just pulls it back. He gets it back with a big sweep check. He made a big play, but I'm sure the Canadiens will remember that. Grecki known for that pickpocket. Even while he's shorthanded, he'll take chances. Then Muller and McSorley in front. Muller looking for a rebound. There was none from Kelly Rudy, and the Kings there to cover up.
Face off in the Kings zone to the left of Kelly Rudy. Kirk Muller will take the draw against Conacher of the Kings. And Conacher wins the draw, and here's Charlie Huddy. Huddy's pass to the blue line is held in by Desjardins. Bellows with it now, into Damphousse. Damphousse behind the King net. Damphousse still with it. Gives it over the corner to Bellows. Up the middle on the power play to Desjardins. His shot knocked down. Muller shoots, save Rudy, and he falls backward on top of the puck. Muller right in the slot. Spun around, but Rudy knocked his shot down. 1:08 to go in the King penalty to Tony Granato.
Good positioning there by Kirk Muller. He didn't get too deep. You see the puck go back to the point. Now watch the deflection. Muller goes out to get the puck. Dave Taylor there. Sometimes you get a little too deep inside those hash marks, and that's where things really clog up. Muller was positioning himself for a deflection a little higher in the slot. You can see Kelly Rudy from above. You can't even see Kirk Muller in your screen. You just see his skates there. And as soon as Kelly Rudy saw Kirk Muller turn around, take his eye off the goaltender, Rudy went right at him to cut down that angle.
Now Muller on the draw again with Conacher. The Canadiens unbeaten at home this year in the playoffs. They're perfect 8-0. At one time this year in the playoffs, they won 11 straight to tie the NHL record. Now on the draw, puck comes up the middle of Muller. Now Brisebois. Taylor was on the face-off with the Kings. And now Taylor with it and drives it back into the Montreal zone. 1 minute to go in the power play for the Canadiens.
Smart pressure attack on that last play by Rob Blake. He went up the half boards even as a defenseman. He went out and pressured the Canadiens. They turned the puck over.
Muller over to Damphousse. Out of his reach. Waters chasing it in, and it's covered by Kelly Rudy. Now we get a little slash here. Muller and Taylor. Muller slashed Taylor's stick, and then they push each other against the boards. We're going to get some penalties here. The referee, Andy Van Hellemond, calling the penalties. Van Hellemond making his 17th consecutive appearance in the final Stanley Cup Series, and he is second among referees on the all-time finals list. He is working his 31st game in the Stanley Cup Finals. There you see him, Andy Van Hellemond. The only man ahead of him, Bill Chadwick, the big whistle, the all-time leader. He worked 42 final games.
Look at that last play. There's the cover-up. Taylor gets in there with Rob Blake, and Dave Taylor exchanges a few words with Kirk Muller, a little pushing. And it's both Taylor and Muller that are going to go off. Coincidental minors. So in this situation, with Tony Granato, the Kings, still in the penalty box, they will remain 5-on-4 skating. So even though the Kings have two men in the penalty box, it's not the coincidental minors with no one off already. 5-on-4 skating. The Montreal Canadiens still on the power play.
And off the draw, Grecki against Paul DiPietro. Sean Hill from Montreal over to Gilbert Dion. He sends it behind the King net. Kelly Rudy flips it up on the glass to the blue line and out to center ice. Gilbert Dion back to get it. Marcel Dion's younger brother. His pass over now to Matthew Snyder to DiPietro. An offside call. Myers cheering on the Kings here in Montreal in the Stanley Cup Finals. Canadiens, Benoit Brunet kicks it in deep. Now behind the net, loose puck. Charlie Huddy over to get it. Huddy checked there, 10 seconds up to go in the power play for the Canadiens. And Benoit Brunet knocks Huddy down. Still a battle for it. McSorley came in. Dion out to Schneider. Schneider to Dion. Dion to Schneider. He shoots. Schneider hit the post. The Kings are back at full strength. Another shot saved by Rudy. And it's sent by Huddy underneath Kelly Rudy, and the whistle blows. Now a lot more shoving down in front of the net. DiPietro got knocked down. But the shot moments before all of this hit the goal post, the left goal post, and stayed out. 1-1 the score.
What's going on, Shuddy? Can I get you anything to drink? Can I get you anything to drink? Whoa. Wild line. Getting them both. Van Helleman's getting McSorley and Odeline. Unsportsmanlike. Look at Kings defenseman, assistant captain Marty McSorley is going to the penalty box right here. So is Lyle Oldline of the Montreal Canadiens. McSorley was just skating off to change, and he exchanged some words with Odeline, and Andy Van Helleman deciding to take control right here. Those words can turn into something a little more dangerous. There's Odeline in the box, so coincidental minor penalties again.
Van Helleman, the referee, Gerard Gauthier and Ray Scapanello are the linesmen. The alternate officials are Kerry Fraser and Wayne Bonney, and the off-ice officials are from the New York Islanders. Barry Melrose has said the Kings have just got to play their game, and Barry played for that man, Jacques Demers, one time. They're calling this the Anthony Robbins versus Baskin-Robbins series. Anthony Robbins is the man that Barry Melrose listens to stay positive. And somebody, a writer here, said Jacques Demers prefers Baskin-Robbins. Jacques Demers had a little problem in March, stress-related. They thought it might be heart-related, but it was stress-related. He missed 2 games and he was hospitalized for a while. And one of the writers here told me that Jacques was about 100 pounds overweight. They told him to lose weight. Here's Brisebois shooting, and it's just wide to the right side. Rebound out to center ice. Now Robitaille checked there by Matthew Schneider. Game tied 1-1. We have a 4-on-4 skating situation here for the first time in the game. Here's Brisebois. Throws it in behind the net to Matthew Schneider. Schneider for Montreal with 12:20 to go, second period. Here's Brisebois. Ahead to LeBeau. Stéphane LeBeau across the line to Brisebois. He turns. He's still got it. Brisebois in deep. Throws it in front. Knocked away by Rudy. Here's Matthew Schneider. His shot deflected. Charlie Huddy into the corner with Vince Damphus. Puck rolls free and taken by Curry to Huddy. Now to Daryl Sador. Back over to Yari Curry. Curry checks it on the board. Sends it to Rudy. He tips it behind the net to Yari Curry. 1:08 left to go in the coincidental minor penalty. 1-1 the score. Curry's pass tipped right back to him. Curry on the right side. Stopped there and Paul DiPietro with it. DiPietro dropped it behind the net. And Matthew Schneider over to get it. Now Grecki on the ice for the Kings. Taken by Rob Blake. Blake right side. Shoots. Save. Rebound taken by Schneider. Blake got into a sharp angle when he got the shot. Now Robitaille to Blake in front. Blake just couldn't hang on, and here come the Canadiens. DiPietro to John Leclerc. Leclerc, he shoots wide and off the boards. Puck comes back on the right side, held in by Montreal. Leclerc behind the net. Leclerc tried to bring it out in front. He's checked by Zhitnik. Leclerc still with it, and he tried to jam it in, and saved by Kelly Rudy. 11:12 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score as you look again at Big John Leclerc out of the University of Vermont. number 2 pick in 1987.
Good chances at both ends, 4-on-4. Take a look at Leclerc. He's against Zhitnik, and Zhitnik has good position, but again, you see the spin and the strength of Leclerc. Watch this move. He comes back, and he almost gets the wraparound. That takes a strong man to do that. We've seen before how strong Alex Zhitnik is. Earlier in that shift, Leclerc forced wide, and he takes the shot from the sharp angle. Low rotation. Here's where the Montreal Canadiens want to work. When Leclerc is on the ice especially, they want him to work down low and use that size. In the other series the Kings have played, I think the Kings had the advantage 4-on-4 because of the defensemen. I don't think necessarily the case here against Montreal. Montreal's defensemen are mobile. They get into the play.
Now the Kings with it up to center ice with 24 seconds left in the 4-on-4 situation. Puck driven hard around the boards by Zhitnik. Right side, here's Blake. Blake shoots, save Patrick Roy. Rebound right here for Eric Desjardins. Up ahead to Kirk Muller. Muller used to be with the New Jersey Devils. Muller tried to pull it around. Zhitnik couldn't do it. Now Zhitnik checks Muller into the boards. Leclerc is in deep for Montreal. Here's Muller. Gets it to Leclerc. He's checked by Yari Curry. Both teams are back at full strength. Here's Muller, tried to give it to Leclerc. He didn't get it, and Rob Blake picks it up. Here's Blake for the Kings. 1-1 to score. Second period. Grecki at center ice. Grecki over to McSorley. McSorley throws it in deep, and Eric Desjardins behind the net. Desjardins checked by Grecki. Grecki had it for a moment. Desjardins had to get it, taken away for a moment. It looked like Millen was going to get it, but the Canadiens come to center. Here's Gary Lehman. Lehman from the blue line with a shot deflected by Sador. Sent back around the boards by Kelly Rudy, but Lehman holds it in. Now broken up by Sador, and it's deflected up out of play. 10-12 to go in the second period, with the game still tied here 1-1. Well, tomorrow night, the Angels on Prime Ticket. They'll take on the Toronto Blue Jays. You'll see it live tomorrow at 7 o'clock, the first of 20 Angel telecasts on Prime Ticket this summer. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the Toronto Blue Jays against the California Angels. Angels Clubhouse on Prime Ticket on Sunday nights at 9:30. Be sure to tune in for that. Face-off will be to the left of Kelly Rudy. Stefan LeBeau moves in, facing off against Corey Millen. And on the draw, the puck is loose right in the face-off dot, comes up the middle, held in by Montreal's Matthew Schneider, but taken away by Charlie Huddy. Huddy banked it off the glass, and then just did get it back, but not out. Here's a pass by LeBeau, broken up by Millen. Up to center to Granato. He tried to give it to Millen. Actually, it looked like he was trying to get it through to Donnelly, and it hit Millen on the way through, and the Canadiens clear it into the Kings zone. Kings with it again. Here's Tony Granato at center ice. He tried to get it to Millen, poked away, loose puck to the Montreal line. Granato chased it down. Granato pulled down, penalty to Montreal coming up. Here's Granato. His shot saved. It was deflected, and a save by Patrick Roy. Penalty for slashing against Montreal. Granato threw it in front of the net, and the Canadiens almost deflected it in. Vince Damphus had it go off him, but Roy made the stop. And the Kings go on the power play.
And it's Damphus who's going off into the penalty box. Tony Granato with the Kings drawing another penalty. We'll see it here. Race for the loose puck. The stick of Damphus comes down across the hands of Granato. If you get stick against stick, you won't get a penalty. There's Damphus, he gets slashing. Then he was in on that last play. Granato picks up the loose puck, throws it in front. Almost the same situation as the Montreal Canadiens goal tonight. Damphus was back checking, deflected it. It went right at the Montreal Canadiens goal, but Patrick Roy was there. There's another look at Daryl Sador with that mask. Gretzky out here on the power play for the Kings. He's joined up front by the big guns of the Kings, Luc Robitaille, Thomas Sandstrom. And you have a familiar pair back on the points, Rob Blake and Alex Zhitnik.
The King goal tonight came on the power play. Robitaille from Zhitnik and Sandstrom. Ronan scored unassisted for the Canadiens. Here's Blake. Blake shoots, blocked in front, poked to the blue line by Robitaille, but it gets by Zhitnik. Chased down by Blake. Blake chased by Benoit Brunet. Brunet jumps around Blake. Blake now stays with him in the corner. Here's Carbonneau. He's checked by Zhitnik. Kings with a power play for the Canadiens. Chase it down in the Kings zone, and now the Kings take it away, and here's Alex Zhitnik. Zhitnik, the King rookie defenseman to center. He drives it into the Montreal zone. Rebound to J.J. Daigneault. He cleared it to the blue line, offside. Blake tried to hold it in, but it came across the line. And now Carbonneau has some words, I think, with somebody on the King bench. There's Guy Carbonneau.
I guess something you can expect in the first game, a little bit of chatter. Northwest Airlines leaderboard, career game-winning goals in the playoffs. So Uэйн Грецки has 3 game-winning goals in this playoff. He's moved ahead of the Rocket Richard into first place overall, 21 for Uэйn Grecki in his playoff career. Not too bad. Obviously, the last 2 game-winning goals against Toronto, Game 6 overtime, and last game, Game 7. Mike Bossy on that list. Some Montreal Canadiens up there. Jean Beliveau and Yvan Cournoyer.
Yvan Cournoyer, the Roadrunner. He was Luc Robitaille's favorite player when Luc was growing up here and watching the Montreal Canadiens every Saturday night. Puck came up into the Montreal bench, and John Leclerc, I don't know if he got hit with it or not, but he stood up and he just threw it back out on the ice. Rob Ramage, earlier in this playoff year against Quebec, was sitting on the bench like that, and a puck the same way came into the bench and hit him right flush in the face. Rob Ramage, who plays for Montreal, he is scratched from this game tonight. We've got a minute 20 left to go in the King power play. Here's Grecki, the right point. Game tied 1-1. Grecki, his pass broken up by Kirk Muller with a good play, and Blake over to check Muller into the board. Now, left side, here's Gary Lehman with a shot and a save by Kelly Rudy. Rudy drops it down for Grecki. So the Kings got in trouble when the pass was stolen. Uэйн Grecki's pass taken away by Kirk Muller. Now Grecki throws it in. Patrick Roy way out to the blue line. Here's Blake holding it in. Taken away by Montreal. Back to center. Brunet with Muller. Hooked away by Zhidnik. Now picked up by Odeline. Lyle Odeline. Tipped away. Brunet in the slot. Still with it. Brunet shoots. Knocked down, and Zhidnik with it. Boy, the Kings almost have given up a couple of short-handed goals. Here's Robitaille across the line, taken away by the Canadiens. They come back, and here's Dean Carbonneau, outstanding defensive forward. Carbonneau into the King zone, dropped it for Brunet, shooting up high and off the glass. 23 seconds to go in the King power play, but it's all Montreal right now. Now the Kings to center. Game tied at 1. Sidor, right side to Granato, Granato driving in. He gave it back to Sidor, but it's tipped away, and Carbonneau with it. Carbonneau drives it around the boards, but not out. Here's Jari Kurri of the blue line. He sends it in behind the net to Luc Robitaille. Robitaille back to Granato. Montreal back at full strength, and the Kings hold it in. Kurri, pass right side. Robitaille shooting it. Patrick Roy with a glove save on Robitaille.
Obviously, the goaltending very strong. Kings have a power play. They get back. And there's the shot by Luc Robitaille. You see the quick release of Robitaille. Deflection there, and Roy with a big glove save. That was not on the power play.
Shot from the right side by Huddy. Hit traffic in front. Into the corner. Reichel with a check on Daigneault, but the Canadiens clear it to Sean Hill. Here's Hill to center ice. 1-1 the score. Second period. Hill to Bellows. He shoots. Deflected just wide. Rebound to Daigneault. Daigneault for Montreal. The down boost. And a shot wide to the right. He didn't get good wood on it. Here's Sean Hill at the right point. His shot is wide. Rebound off the boards. Here's Dave Taylor. Taylor for the Kings. Taylor up to center. He shovels it ahead across the line. Sidor shoots and a save. Rebound. Oh, trip was Taylor or fell down. I'm not sure which. No penalty. Shot knocked down in front. Reichel with a bouncing puck. Conacher with a shot. Knocked down. Loose puck. Hooked against the boards. Here's Taylor with it. To the blue line to Waters. Waters, his shot deflected up into the crowd. We're still tied 1-1.
More battling in front of the net. Reichel with Taylor. Both teams' players, both teams' forwards doing a great job blocking shots, or at least going down. Reichel and the Kings earlier on that shift forced the Canadiens to shoot wide because he decided to go down, give up his body, and try and block a shot. Then the last play, the Montreal Canadiens, get a look at Patrick Roy. He gets out. We saw Kelly Rudy earlier, traffic in front with Taylor, and Roy goes out again to meet the shooter. He goes out in front of the traffic. That's a good way to try and find the puck. It's like a quarterback stepping through into the pocket. You see the traffic? Daniel there trying to clear the front. Roy trying to find the puck. And finally the puck is deflected into the stands. Stéphane Lebeau of the Canadiens on this play, one of the forwards who went down and deflected that shot. That's a difficult situation, Bob. When you're a forward, when you slide to deflect the puck or block the puck, make sure you get it, because if not, you're going to slide right out of the play.
That puck was bouncing around like a pinball in front of that net. Face-off is in the Montreal zone, but DiPietro wins the draw to Brisebois. Now up ahead to Desjardins. He's checked by Granato at center. McSorley breaks it up. Canadiens send it back into the Kings zone and hopped over the stick of Gilbert Dion. Here's Waters. Waters pass out to center ice, and Montreal back to get it. 1-1 the score. Robitaille for the Kings from Žitnik and Sandstrom, and Ronan unassisted when he put it in off the stick of Grecki to tie the game. 6:15 to go, second period. Canadiens take it away. DiPietro. He tried to give it to Ronan. Ronan throws a check, and Waters offside called against Montreal. 6:09 to go here in the second period. Say the slap shops, the Kings slap shops in 3 locations. They've got Campbell Conference Champion Kings t-shirts and all the other playoff memorabilia and souvenirs that you want. If you'd like more information, call that number, 310-215-8580. The Kings Slap Shops located in Santa Ana, Westchester, and Sherman Oaks.
Bob, earlier I mentioned the gap and how you control a gap. The defensemen and the forwards have to work together as a 5-man unit. Both teams doing well right now. The pace had slowed down here in the second period. The Kings have to get back to using their speed.
Here's Žitnik, but it's taken away. Gilbert Dion in front. DiPietro to Dion. Dion checked by Žitnik behind the net, and Alex Žitnik with it. 5:50 to go, second period. 1-1 the score. Pass to center ice by Donnelly, broken up by Brisebois. Donnelly with it again. Donnelly tried to shovel it ahead. Now it comes to him across the line. Donnelly back to Granato. Tipped away, and a loose puck. Granato to Donnelly. Donnelly, he had Millen in front for a moment and couldn't get it to him. Now along the boards, it's taken away by Ronan to DiPietro for the Canadiens. Now Eric Desjardins. Desjardins, his pass to Gilbert Dion, broken up nicely. Kings come back at center ice. Here's Corey Millen on the right wing. Millen throws it down in deep. Kings want a line change. 5:15 to go, second period. Bob Miller with Jim Fox. Stanley Cup Finals, game tied 1-1. This is game 1 of the series. Here's Grecki. Grecki to Conacher. Conacher's got Sandstrom in front. Couldn't get it to him. It bounces up in the air and taken by Lehman. Now Sandstrom, right side. Sandstrom to the blue line. Shot from there by Huddy. Blocked, and Desjardins with it. Up ahead to center ice to Dion. Over to Kirk Muller. Muller across the line. He gets stopped by Sador. Sador with it for the Kings. Up to center ice. Picked up there by Conacher. Conacher with Grecki. Conacher left side. Leclerc comes back to break it up. Now the puck to center ice, taken away by Sador. Sweeps it over to Charlie Huddy, and he shoots, and a save by Patrick Roy. Rebound to Kirk Muller. Muller for Montreal across the line. Sends it in deep, stopped by McSorley. He clears it to Grecki. Grecki moving it right side and just off the stick of Shuchuk. Shuchuk back to get it. He used to collect Grecki trading cards. Here's Shuchuk at the blue line to Robitaille with a shot. Save, and the rebound taken by John Leclerc. Leclerc for Montreal sends it into the Kings zone. Knocked down by Marty McSorley. 4:05 to go, second period. 1-1 to score. Kings again. Shuchuk in the slot. Shoots, and a glove save by Patrick Roy. Patrick Roy showing you the great glove hand that he has, and we're still tied at 1.
Shuchuk, what looks like an innocent play to start. He has some speed, but he's on the angle. He's going to take a long shot. Innocent play turns into a dangerous play. You see the deflection there. Lyle on line. Shuchuk using him as a screen, gets the deflection, and Roy has to make the glove stop.
Curry, Taylor, and Robitaille up front for the Kings, but J.J. Daigneault with it for Montreal. 3:51 to go, second period. Here's McSorley getting checked. Puck is held in along the boards to Robitaille. Robitaille shoots, saved by Roy. Back to Robitaille. Behind the net to Taylor. Taylor checked there. Pushed from behind by Daigneault. Taylor still with it. Taylor trying to get away from Daigneault. Now checked by Hill. Here's Robitaille. Robitaille in front. And still no shot. Now a backhander saved by Roy. And the puck comes loose on the right side and cleared by Vince Damphousse. 1-1 the score, 3:20 to go, second period. Game 1 of this final Stanley Cup series. Here now, Eric Desjardins. To center ice, pass went off Granato, picked up by Waters, and now to McSorley, tipped it to center. Taken away by Eric Desjardins, he gave it away. Kings with it with 3 minutes to go, second period. Here on the right side, Granato up the middle, Donnelly. Donnelly had it poked away by Brisebois. Now to the blue line, Blake holds it in. Blake moving in, he shoots, and it's just tipped wide by Roy. Now behind the net, loose puck, Millen with it. To Donnelly, right side, Blake shoots, save, rebound, left side. Here is Tony Granato. Granato with it. Granato in front, to Millen, to Donnelly, and it's stopped by Patrick Roy. And a penalty coming up here. Brisebois may get the call.
How many IDs we do? Little action after the whistle, but we have an initial penalty against the Montreal Canadiens. I mentioned about 5 minutes ago the pace slowing down. Well, the Kings must have heard me because the last 3 shifts in a row, the Kings have picked up the pace. The quickness of the Kings being effective. Luc Robitaille on a shift earlier behind the net, little peekaboo with Patrick Roy, comes out. Little deflection, but Robitaille will get possession on this play. And Roy, a big goaltender, goes down to the butterfly, covers a lot of net, even though there's screen, even though there's traffic. That puck finds a way to hit Patrick Roy. So Robitaille with a good chance on the last play. Granato drew another penalty. It goes against Patrice Brisebois of the Montreal Canadiens. He went off, I think it's hooking, holding. That spin out of the corner by Granato was so effective. We had more penalties after the initial one. Corey Millen of the Kings goes off with Eric Desjardins. So the Montreal Canadiens will be shorthanded here, and they have to kill a penalty with 2 of their best defensemen in the penalty box, Desjardins and Brisebois.
The Kings have had the last 11 shots of this period. They have outshot Montreal 28-21. Now, with the score tied at 1, 2:37 to go here in the second period. Kings on the power play. Robitaille behind the net with Sandstrom. Robitaille still with it. Now it comes to Grecki. Grecki shoots. He hit the goalpost. Rebound. Jimmy shoots. Saved by Roy. Rebound to Grecki. Grecki right side to the blue line to Blake. Blake moving in. In front. Shot. Score! Luc Robitaille. Kings lead 2-1. Robitaille's second power play goal of the game after the Kings hit the goal post. Now they take the lead 2-1.
A lot of things go right for the Kings there, but the most important thing, the ability to change things up. Options. Grecki with that first shot, that's the one that hit the post. That draws everyone out. You see Grecki here, he lines it up. It beats Roy cleanly. The rebound keeps the puck alive for the Kings. Zhitnik goes back to the point. Rob Blake, watch the reach of Blake here. Brings it back in, and now no one is covering Luc Robitaille. He shoots very quickly there. He catches Patrick Roy cheating a little bit off that post. So you try one shot going through the seam, then that opens it up down low, and Robitaille with his second power play goal. Kings lead 2-1.
Blake and Grecki will get the assist. Here comes Conacher for the Kings. Throws it in deep. Puck comes around the boards left side. Here's Dave Taylor, Montreal zone. Checked hard from behind. Loose puck. Charlie Huddy shoots just wide. Conacher goes for it. Conacher, Montreal zone. Still with it. Throws it into the corner. Here's Muller with it. He cleared it to center. Kings take it away. 1:51 to go in this second period. Wayne Grecki will be our guest live at the end of the period. Kings with a 2-1 lead. Here's a pass ahead by McSorley to Reichel. He tips it into the Montreal zone, and J.J. Daigneault back to get it. Now up on the left side to Leclerc. Leclerc's pass to center to Lehman. Lehman tips it ahead, taken away to the King blue line by Marty McSorley. Back ahead, and out of the net comes Watt. A poke away from Robitaille, and a Puck goes up into the crowd. Robitaille claiming it wasn't deflected, but it was not, and a penalty against the goaltender, Patrick Roy. Kings go back on the power play with a 2-1 lead. Delay of the game will be the call against Patrick Roy of Montreal. Take a look at it again. Robitaille immediately pointed to the referee that it was not deflected. There's the flip by Roy. Robitaille did not deflect it. Look at Luke pointing. And the delay of game penalty is called against Patrick Roy. Take a look at Robitaille's second goal of the game. It's going to come from the left side of your screen right there. He snaps it past Roy from Blake and Grecki. And the Kings with a 2-1 lead. And now the power play again. Kings are 2 out of 4 with a man advantage tonight. Delay of game at 18:33 called against Patrick Roy. Grecki on the draw with Carbonneau in the Montreal zone. And Carbonneau wins the draw. Matthew Schneider. Schneider sends it around the boards. Blake tried to hold it in, taken away by Carbonneau. Back is Zhitnik. Here's Carbonneau. Zhitnik picks him up. Carbonneau forced wide, and it's poked away by Zhitnik, and back is Sandstrom. 1:11 to go. Second period. 2-1 Kings. Sandstrom to center ice. Across the line to Robitaille. Robitaille to Sandstrom. Sandstrom behind the net. Sandstrom gives it to Grecki. Grecki hanging on. Left side. 1 minute to go. Second period. Grecki over to Blake, but it went behind him. And Odeline takes it away. He had Brunet with him, but Brunet had broken his stick, so he didn't have a stick. And Odeline sends it down in deep in the Kings zone. 45 seconds to go. Second period. 2-1 Kings at center ice. Sandstrom to Robitaille with Grecki. Drops it for Grecki. Grecki pulls up, gives it to McSorley, but it's tipped away. Here's Gary Lehman. Hooked at center ice. Penalty against the Kings. I think they got Grecki. Here is Muller in the corner. And Grecki over to touch it, and the penalty is called. 27 seconds to go in the second period. Kings get a penalty here. Uein Grecki into the penalty box. And the teams will each be shy one skater. Let's take a look at this again. Gary Lehman had it and trying to move it up ahead with a 2-on-1, and Grecki reached out and pulled him down. Uein Grecki will be Jim's guest live here at the end of this period. He got an assist on the last King goal, his 34th point of the playoffs. At 19 minutes, 32 seconds. Face-off will be to the right of Kelly Rudy. And on the draw, Muller kicks it to Sean Hill. Hill into Muller. He's got Damphus in front of the net. Gary Curry in to try and break it up. 20 seconds left to go in the second period. Pass to Hill at the right point. Lost it out to center ice. He drives it back in. The Canadiens have to touch up. 12 seconds left to go, second period. Here's a pass up to center ice. Tony Granato on the right wing. Granato to the Montreal line. Taken away there with 5 seconds to go in the period. Here's Eric Desjardins. Over to Kirk Muller. Out of his reach. 1 second to go in the period. And that's the end of the second period. The Kings get the only goal of the period. Luc Robitaille with his second of the game and his 8th of the playoffs. And at the end of 2 in Montreal in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, the Los Angeles Kings 2, the Montreal Canadiens 1. Montreal 20-10 and had 14 straight shots for the Kings. Scoring opportunities are even. Kings with both goals on the power play tonight. Montreal 0 for 3. And the Kings with 5 penalties and Montreal with 6 in the game. Well, we want all of you surfing fans to stay tuned for the Rusty Maui Pro Surfing Tour. It'll be shown in its entirety at 8 p.m. tonight on Prime Ticket. So the Kings and the Montreal Canadiens in front of 17,959 fans here at the Forum in Montreal. They get set for the start of the third period. Both teams shy a man. And in 33 seconds, Montreal is going to have a power play. Uein Grecki starts the third period in the penalty box for the Kings. The Montreal penalty was on the goaltender, Patrick Roy. John LeClair is serving that. 2-1 Kings as we start the third in Game 1 of the finals, and the Canadiens win the draw. J.J. Daigneault back to get it. Now Daigneault moves it up on the right wing side. Eric Desjardins to Vince Damphousse. Damphousse to Muller. Muller threw it down the corner. Muller and Damphousse go over to get it. Here's Muller with it in 14 seconds. A power play for Montreal. Right side. Damphousse to Muller in the slot. Checked by Blake. Muller still with it. Muller fighting in front. Backhander knocked away. Here is Jari Kurri for the Kings. Kurri shovels it up the center ice. Kurri still with it. And it's tipped away from him down into the Montreal zone. Power play on for the Montreal Canadiens for 51 seconds. Here's Daigneault to Muller. Kings lead 2-1. Muller drives it in. Charlie Huddy back. Drives it off the boards. Here's Dave Taylor. Taylor to center for the Kings. 3-on-2. Taylor with Conacher and McSorley. Taylor in the slot. Tipped away. And the Canadiens get it to Bellows. McSorley trying to get back. Bellows. Damphousse. Damphousse turns. Shoots. Blocked into the corner by McSorley. Now here's Bellows. Bellows for Montreal to Muller. Muller checked behind the net. Damphousse with it. His pass left side. Here's Matthew Schneider. Schneider to Bellows. Bellows back to Schneider. Schneider's shot blocked by Taylor. Taylor trying to get to it to clear it, and he dives and pokes it out to center ice. 12 seconds up to go in the power play. Here's Matthew Schneider at the left point. Schneider drives it hard around the board. 6 seconds to go on the power play. Montreal Damphousse with it. Spun around. Oh, he had Bellows in front of the net. And the Kings are back at full strength. Here's Conacher. Grecki out of the penalty box. Grecki chasing it down right side. Picks it up. Throws it toward the net. But Patrick Roy tips it away. Now Jari Kurri. Kurri fires it in deep. Patrick Roy breaks it up. They almost lost it. Here's Grecki with it. Up the middle. Kurri scores! Jari Kurri puts the Kings ahead 3-1. The Canadiens were sloppy behind their own net, and the Kings turn it into a goal, and they lead 3-1 in the third period.
Combination of the speed of Tony Granato dumping on the loose puck. There's Granato. Anticipation by Grecki, and Jari Kurri's wide open in front. The Montreal Canadiens had full control of this puck. You see Waugh just holding it. Little miscommunication. That split-second Granato off the bench. He wasted no time on the forecheck. And Grecki, you see it time and time again. The loose puck finds a way to his stick, and he puts it on to Jari Kurri's stick for the one-timer.
Should be Kurri from Grecki and Granato. Here's Leclerc, tipped away. Grecki with it. Kings up 3-1. Here they come to center. Jitnik's the trailer. Grecki still with it. Hanging on. Now he throws it toward the net, tipped away, and here's J.J. Daigneault. Grecki with it into Sandstrom. Now Sandstrom had to roll off of his stick, and Leclerc clears it up to center, and it comes down into the King zone. 1:51, the time of the goal by the Kings. Jari Kurri. Uэйн Грецки and Tony Granato with the assist. So Grecki, with 2 points tonight, is now tied with Doug Gilmour for the playoff scoring lead. Here's Leclerc for Montreal. Offside going to be called against the Canadiens. 3-1 Kings with 17:13 to go in the third period.
And a strong shift for the Kings right after that goal. It's always important to come out strong again after a power play situation, penalty killing situation, and after a goal is scored. There's Jari Kurri. We showed you earlier in tonight's game how well he plays defensively. Kurri's 9th goal of the playoffs. And that strong shift by the Kings after the goal. The Kings defensemen getting up on the play, getting into the neutral ice zone. Jitnik and Blake working together as a pair to slow down the Montreal Canadiens.
Now the puck driven into the Kings zone. Comes off the boards out to center ice. The Kings have got Robitaille, Kurri, and Gary Shuchuk up front with Sador and Huddy back. Puck comes around the boards and out to center ice. Chased down by Montreal. Right side, DiPietro shooting. Saved by Kelly Rudy. Save on his stick. Puck comes into DiPietro. DiPietro in the middle of the Dion is shot wide. At the right point, Oderline shoots, tip, loose puck. Save Rudy. And the shot hit the side of the net. Brunet with a shot. Here's Brunet again. Benoit Brunet drops it off to Oderline. Kings take it away. Jari Kurri will clear it to center ice and back into the Montreal zone. Kings will be called for icing. Schneider back to touch it. Boy, that was close. The Canadiens with some pressure on. 16:29 to go in the third.
De Los-Angeles, le samedi 5 juin à 20h.
How many Stanley Cups?
11. Yes. Face-off will be to the left of Kelly Rudy here in the third period. Corey Millen out with Donnelly and Granato. McSorley and Waters defensively for the Kings, and they're going to kick Millen out, and Tony Granato will face off against Kirk Muller. 3-1 Kings. 2 goals by Luke Robitaille and 1 by Yari Curry. Curry gets his 9th from Grecki and Granato here in the third period. Canadiens win the draw. Right side, Brisebois shoots, save Rudy. Loose puck picked up by Corey Millen. Millen on the right side in the King zone. Now Millen to center ice, still with it. To the Montreal line, got knocked down, and the Canadiens clear it back to the King line. Chased down by Marty McSorley. McSorley in deep, goes behind the net. Now his pass up the middle and out to center ice. Desjardins chases it down for Montreal. 4 minutes gone by here in the third period. 3-1 King. Pass ahead now to Gary Lehman. Lehman across the line. Lehman now to Leclerc. Shoots up high over the net. Puck comes off the boards on the right side and not cleared. Here is Desjardins with a shot tipped high. Rudy's without a stick. His stick is way in the corner. Brisebois with a shot and a pad save by Rudy. And the Kings get it to Donnelly. He drives it to center ice off the stick of Bellows. Waters over to get the stick for Kelly Rudy and hand it to him.
2 shifts in a row. The Kings caught a little bit running around in their own zone. But credit the Kings, they didn't take a penalty. It's those situations where you get caught running around, you're always 1 step behind. Usually ends up in a penalty against you.
15-15 to go, third period. Game 1. Kings ahead 3-1. Across the line, Stéphane Lebeau. Now the puck comes left side to Damphousse. Damphousse is shot up high. He was actually trying to get it to Bellows. Here is the puck out to center ice off the stick of Grecki and driven back in by Sean Hill. Kings with it again. Alex Shibnick back behind the King net. He feeds it to Reichel. Reichel's pass up the center ice, but out of the reach of Sandstrom. A.J. Daigneault with it. Daigneault's pass tipped away by Blake. Here's Blake for the Kings. Into the Montreal zone. Gives it to Grecki. Grecki right side. Grecki left side. Robitaille with a hat trick. Shoots wide to the left side. Puck taken by the Canadiens. Cleared to center ice. Here's Stéphane Lebeau. Flips it into the King zone. 14 and a half minutes to go in the third. 3-1 Kings. Puck comes off the boards to center ice. Matthew Schneider with it there for the Canadiens. Now it's picked up by Yari Curry. Curry's pass knocked down, and it is taken by Curry again. He got it away from Gilbert Dion. Schneider chasing it down. Schuchuk chasing him. So is Robitaille. Schneider in deep. Schuchuk checks him. Puck comes to the top of the slot and poked out to center ice. Canadiens with it. Left side, Benoit Brunet. Brunet across the line. His pass to Schneider. He didn't get a good shot. Schuchuk took it away from behind. Good play by Schuchuk. To Robitaille. Ahead to Curry. Curry across the line. Curry waits. Now in front to Robitaille. Tipped away. Robitaille again. Throws it in deep. Here's Schneider with it with 13:44 to go in the third. Up to center ice. Sidor took it away, but his pass stolen by Dion to DiPietro to Brunet, and it's blocked in front by Charlie Huddy. Now the Canadiens with it again. King zone. Gilbert Dion got knocked down. Sidor drives it around the boards, not out. Odeline. Odeline over now on the right side of Brunet. He's put down and a penalty to Charlie Huddy. Delayed call. Penalty is now called as the Canadiens are offside. Charlie Huddy will go to the penalty box. The Canadiens will have the power play. They're down 3-1. 13-19 to go in the third.
Hooking the call against Charlie Huddy. The same situation. Kings getting caught running around in their own zone. And Huddy will go out high to chase down Benoit Brunet right there. Hook on the arm. Well, the legs go out from underneath Brunet, but he was being hooked up around the arm. Looked like a little handcuff from Charlie Huddy, but he gets called on the hooking. At the same time as he's hooking hands, the feet just shoot out, so the call is made. But the Kings spent 3 shifts in a row in their own zone chasing the Montreal Canadiens. So the Kings have to kill this penalty here and then have to find some way to not necessarily slow the game down. They don't mind going back and forth with the Canadiens, but you get caught in your own zone chasing around. Sometimes it's just good to just settle down, take a deep breath, stay in your position, and wait for the other team to come to you.
Now, puck comes down into the Montreal zone, and Desjardins back to get it. 13-10 to go in the third period. Canadiens on the power play. Muller, cross ice pass broken up by Rob Blake. Desjardins with it. Kings have got Curry and Grecki up front to kill the penalty. They've got Waters and Blake back. Waters takes it away. His pass at center ice. Picked up by Desjardins. And the fans booing the Montreal Canadiens on this power play. Here's Damphousse. Damphousse across the line. His pass hit Yari Curry, and it's covered by Kelly Rudy.
Canadiens can't seem to get anything going here on the power play. The Kings just seem to be in those passing lanes. Break right here to take a look at Discover Card Trivia answer. Which was the last team to win the Stanley Cup in their first trip to the finals? You don't have to go back too far. 1991, the Pittsburgh Penguins. They won it in their first chance in the finals. Obviously, they went on to win it again in 1992. But this year, they were beaten out in the division final. The New York Islanders beating out the Pittsburgh Penguins in 7 games. The Penguins surprised. Everyone felt that they would be in the finals again this season. Another look at the Montreal Forum, and there's Kelly Rudy setting up in the Kings' goal. The Kings getting into passing lanes. The Montreal Canadiens on the power play here trying to try those stick-to-stick passes. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you just have to dump it in and get in and chase the puck down.
DiPietro wins the draw from Conacher. Here's Schneider to Brisebois. He shoots. Blocked on the way in by Blake. Blake to Taylor. Taylor clears it up and all the way down into the Montreal zone. A minute 12 left to go on the penalty to Charlie Huddy. 3-1 Kings lead. Third period. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Now at center. Here's Brunet. Brunet across the line to DiPietro to Brunet. Brunet cut off by McSorley. Right point. Brisebois. Left side. Schneider. Schneider lost it for a moment. Now throws it in off Gilbert Dion. Dion. His pass. DiPietro knocked it down. Here now in the corner. Canadiens with it. Brunet gets checked. DiPietro over to get it. Gives it to Brunet. Brunet to the blue line to Schneider. Right side. Brisebois shoots. Glove saved by Rudy. It was going wide, but he caught it anyway. With exactly 12 minutes to go in the third period and 41 seconds left in the King penalty to Charlie Huddy.
Kings chasing down DiPietro after that last play. Rudy made an easy glove save. He could see the shot all the way. The Kings chasing on the penalty kill, and the Canadiens not getting very many good shots. The only shot they did get, look at this. Kelly Rudy can see this all the way. All you can see are black jerseys. Watch DiPietro. Right there, he grabs a hold of the stick of Kelly Rudy. That upsets Rob Blake. He takes a little slash. And I think Granado came in for a few words. So DiPietro, that's what he's known for. He's been scoring some goals here for the Canadiens in the playoffs. He's the type of player that just gets underneath your skin. He's not a big guy. He's only 5'8", but he can skate pretty well. When you have a small guy after you all the time like that, it can be frustrating. And he wants to get the Canadiens going here. A little popcorn in the crowd. Who are those guys cheering for?
It's like you when I take you to the movies.
Oh, you buy, I know. I have to admit, you buy the popcorn.
Face off to the left of Kelly Rudy. Vince Damphousse against Yari Curry. 41 seconds to go in the power play for Montreal. Next game here Thursday night. Then back to Los Angeles on Saturday night and Monday night. Loose puck. Kings get to it, and here's Grecki to center. Grecki with Waters. Grecki behind the back to Waters. Waters, Montreal zone. Throws it in front, and Patra Roy makes a stick save. Kings have got to get back here. 27 seconds to go on the power play. Here is Schneider over to Muller. Went off the back of his leg. Now Muller in the corner. Muller with it there. Checked by Grecki. Canadiens hold it in. Matthew Schneider. He shoots. Blocked on the way in. Over on the right side to Desjardins. Now it comes around to Bellows. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Bellows tried to give it to Muller. Muller chased by McSorley. Here is Damphousse. 4 seconds to go in the power play. Damphousse gets tipped away by Grecki. Grecki to center. Grecki with it. Here's Curry. Now the penalty box is Huddy. Grecki left side shoots. Save one. He covers up on it. Patrick Roy covers the hard shot from the left wing circle by Uein Grecki. 3-1 Kings. The Canadiens had no shots on that last power play. They're 0 for 5 on the power play tonight with only 3 shots. Face off to the right of Patra Roy. 3-1 Kings. Third period with 11:11 to go in the period. Now Daigneault gets it up on the right side. It's cleared to center. It hopped past Blake. Here's Leclerc. His shot tipped by Blake, who's lost his stick. Blake kicked it into the corner. Now Zhidnik with it for the Kings. Taken away. Canadiens move it to the blue line. It's tipped to center by Donnelly. Blake still out there without a stick. Canadiens with it again. Get it down the left side. Leclerc chasing it in. Here's Zhidnik check behind the net. Now Blake's got a stick. And the puck comes over to Donnelly. Donnelly with it. Chips it out to center ice. Kicked ahead by Donnelly. Into the Montreal zone. In the slot. His shot deflected up out of play. J.J. Daigneault got his stick there to deflect it into the crowd.
It's a long way to the Stanley Cup. It takes a lot of players. We're going to take a look right here. The players who have played so far in the playoffs for both teams, how these teams were built. Well, the Canadiens, 13 players in the draft. The Kings only 6. See the Kings with trades bringing over 13 players. The Montreal Canadiens don't need to bring over that many. They picked up 8 players in trades, and both teams tied in that free agent category. The Kings and the Canadiens bringing over 3 players each, signing them as free agents. It takes a lot of guys to win a Stanley Cup. You have to dig down deep. You have to have some depth. Somewhere through the regular season or the playoffs, you're going to pick up injuries. You need guys to step in. Both teams have done that throughout the season and the playoffs.
Pat Conacher on the draw, Montreal zone. Canadiens, Desjardins with it. Conacher took it away. Here's Conacher. Checked the ball on the boards. Gets some help now, but puck is kicked toward the corner to Robitaille. Luke's got 2 goals in the game. He gets up, gives it up the middle to Taylor. Taylor couldn't control it, and it's chipped off the glass by Gilbert Dion. Charlie Huddy at center. Taken away by Dion. Dion right side. Here is Brunet to DiPietro. To Brunet, and it's knocked away. Brunet again. Sent it up the middle. Taken away by Conacher. Conacher can't clear. Held in by Brisebois. Throws it to Brunet. Brunet behind the net. Pushed there by Sador. Now sent off the side of the net, and a loose puck there. Who's got it? It comes over toward Robitaille. Luke is checked along the boards by Brisebois. Brunet over to try and get it. And now it's still a loose puck. Brisebois with it. Shoots. Save. Rudy covers up with Gilbert Dion right in front.
Now the game's going into a battle on the boards. The Kings, when they try to clear, they're going to go along the boards. The Kings forward's doing a pretty good job. Mike Donnelly earlier chipping it out. Luke Robitaille hanging in tough on that last shift. Good look at Gilbert Dion. He picks up the shot. Give and go. A little crisscross between DiPietro and Brunet. That went off the skate of Brunet. It's a difficult situation 2-on-2. You like to simplify things, making it 1-on-1. Here's the last chance. Low shot. It's a screen shot. Kelly Rudy picks it up. Dion right there, if there was any chance for him to pick up the rebound. And then when the puck's coming around the boards, the job of the forward, first of all, is to stop the puck. Let everyone know where it is. Then if he has a chance, chip it off the boards, get it out. But it's important to stop it. If it's coming around real hard, you might not have to stop it. Just angle your stick and clear it high off the glass.
Face off to the left of Kelly Rudy. And the draw won by Yari Curry from Muller, but Muller goes behind the net. He gets tied up by Blake. Zhidnik over trying to dig it out. It comes right up the middle to Stanley. Here's Grecki to center. Grecki chasing it down. Grecki with Sandstrom the trailer. Grecki still with it to Sandstrom. He's got Curry with it. Sandstrom in front. Shoots. Saved by Roy. He covers up in the crease. 9:25 to go in the third. Kings lead 3-1. Los Angeles Kings hockey is brought to you by Coors Light. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Northrop, we're setting our sights higher. By the Card, the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. By Gatorade for that deep down body thirst. And by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around. Grecki on the draw to Sandstrom. Sandstrom tied up along the boards of the Montreal zone, and Kirk Muller back to get it. Now the puck comes to Vince Damphousse. 3-1 Kings, third period. Here's Damphousse across the line to Bellows. Bellows had his pass at the back of Zhidnik, and Grecki digs it out. 3-on-2 Kings. Here's Grecki with Reichel and Sandstrom. Grecki to Sandstrom. He shoots. Saved in the glove of Patra Roy. Oh, what a glove save by Patra Roy.
Kings work the puck perfectly on the 3-on-2, but the big equalizer, great goaltending. And Roy, made a great glove save. Thomas Sandstrom has all kinds of time to set up. He's given time because Warren Reichel drives to the net and sets a pick. And Sandstrom can fire it harder than just about any player in the league. Wow, makes it look easy. He looks like he's very confident. The Kings have beaten him 3 times tonight, but you can see he's been pestered for 36 shots so far by the Kings. Grecki on the end of that last play on the passing roll. He puts it right where the player wants it, right in position to shoot.
What a glove stop by Patrick Ruan, his 8th year in the National Hockey League. Won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the MVP in the playoffs the last time Montreal won the Stanley Cup in 1986. He was only 28 years old at that time. Here's J.J. Daniel to Damphus. His pass hit somebody, and then Muller held it in. Now here's Muller. Side, King zone. Kirk Muller. His pass tipped away, and here come the Kings again. Donnelly to center. Donnelly right side. Granato couldn't reach it. And it comes up to center ice to Brian Bellows. 8:35 to go. Third period. 3-1 Kings. Damphus sends it to Odeline. Odeline, right side, checked by Waters. Centers it in front. Tipped in and hit the goal post and stayed out. Oh, Kelly was afraid to move, afraid he might kick it in. Here now a shot save. Kelly Rudy on the shot by Gary Lehman. Oh, the puck hit the post and was right behind Kelly Rudy. And he never moved, afraid he would kick it in. Kings ahead 3-1. Montreal almost got their second goal, but the puck was right behind Rudy, and then the Kings kicked it away. Here's Patrice Brisebois with a pass, deflected, John Leclerc. Leclerc driving behind the net, checked by Sador. Sador was cut on both lips 8 seconds into the game. Now LeBeau with it, tipped away by Curry. LeBeau had it tipped away and then batted out to center ice and back into the Montreal zone. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Kings with a 3-1 lead. Here is Robitaille. Oh, he had Shewchuk cruising in front. Robitaille again. Robitaille, right side. Huddy throws it in front. Knocked down by Montreal. Eric Desjardins knocked it down. He gives it to John Leclerc. Leclerc now throws it in front and wide to the right. Picked up by LeBeau. Taken away by Curry. Kings come back to center. Here's Curry with Robitaille. Harry Curry. His goal put the Kings ahead 3-1. He throws it in with 7.5 minutes to go, third period.
Bob, the Kings forwards right now playing a very smart game. They're not getting in trouble, and they're coming back very hard to help out defensively.
Now a hard check by Blake, and then poked away by Sandstrom. Sandstrom with it. Can't clear it out, but Jitnik will to center ice. Drives it into the Montreal zone. Icing here against the Kings. 7:12 to go in the third. 3-1 Kings lead.
I want to go back and take a look at that last chance by the Montreal Canadiens before we broke away. The puck was right on the goal line in behind Kelly Rudy. Odeline, the defenseman, keeping the puck alive. He takes it in deep. Kirk Muller drives to the net. And the puck gets out in front. Little deflection. Muller gets his stick on it. It hits the post. It's behind Rudy. Now talk about steady hands right here. Look at Corey Millen. We'll get a look at it here from above. Corey Millen, he has the hands of a doctor, hands of a surgeon right here. He reaches in behind. It's so close. If he hits that puck the wrong way, it's going in the net. He scooped it out and saved it for Kelly Rudy.
I think I'd be hollering, Kelly, you take it. Kelly didn't know where it was, but he was afraid to move. Now on the right side, Brunet knocked down in the corner. He was shaken up. He's checked by McSorley. Brunet gets up, still goes for it. Now in front was DiPietro and it rolled away to Dave Taylor. Here's Taylor to center. Taylor down the left wing. Chase there into the zone. Odeline picks him up. Taylor still with it. Taylor checked on the right side and Odeline drives it off the boards. Canadiens. Matthew Schneider moves it up the center. Almost was too many men on the ice for Montreal. They took it away, or let it go, I should say. And Waters slips it in. 6.5 minutes to go in the third period. 3-1 Kings in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Here's Odeline across the line. Throws it left side. Gilbert Dion shoots. Save Kelly Rudy. In his pads and he hangs on. Face-off will be in the Kings zone.
Bob, you can see the only chances the Montreal Canadiens are getting right now are bad angle shots, and that's very important. I mentioned it just a minute ago. The Kings forwards coming back hard. They're not taking chances offensively. There's the last shot. Now Kelly Rudy jumps up. It gets him right in the midsection. Play away from the puck. You can see the Kings defenseman taking the Montreal Canadiens. Another look at Marcel Dion's brother, Gilbert Dion. He's a pretty good scorer, has good hands around the net. For the Kings, if you're going to give a shot away in this situation, work hard, pressure a man, put him outside, let the goaltender see the puck, and that's exactly what the Kings are doing right now.
Dave Taylor with a breather over on the bench. Face-off will be to the right of Kelly Rudy. Kirk Muller against Yari Curry. And they don't drop it yet. Curry with Grecki and Sandstrom up front. Muller wins the draw. J.J. Daniel shooting, deflected off of Zhitnik, and it's held in. Damphousse throws it in deep behind the net. Yari Curry and Muller go for it. Now pass in front, tipped wide by Damphousse. He was right in front of Rudy. Now behind the net. Here's a loose puck, and Yari Curry trying to pick it up in the corner. Blake is there throwing checks. Muller rolled it in front, and it is held by Kelly Rudy right in the crease. We've got 6:02 to go here in the third. Kings up 3-1. And if you'd like season seats for next year, get in on all the excitement of Kings hockey. Call right now. Area 310-419-3800. Representatives are standing by to take your call right now. 310-419-3800 for your Kings season seats for next year.
Canadiens trailing by 2 goals, trying to establish something down low. Good coverage down low by the Kings. Yari Curry, you keep saying he's in great defensive position. He's working right now with Rob Blake, the Kings defenseman. Zhitnik in front. Now 3 Canadiens go behind the goal line, so 3 Kings go behind the goal line. Man-on-man coverage. No one for the Canadiens can get open. Believe me, that's a great feeling for a Kings defenseman when you look up and you see Yari Curry back there playing some defense.
It'll be Conacher on the draw against Kirk Muller in the Kings zone. Muller won the face-off here the last time. This time, Conacher with it. Throws it in deep, and Muller took it away. Muller in the corner. Now broken up by Blake. Blake ahead and up in the air. It's held in by Desjardins, but picked up by Conacher. Conacher wraps it hard around the boards, and it's tipped out to center by Granato. Chased down by Taylor. Taylor trying to get around Desjardins. Batted away, and offside called against the Kings. Was batted away by Taylor, and Granato brought it across the line. Taylor was already in the zone, so the offside was called. There's Denis Savard. What great years he had in Chicago, but he was injured in the first period here. We said he's been playing with a fractured foot, and he hasn't seen much ice time.
And he doesn't want to miss any games, but he hasn't seen much ice time. He was in on attack in the first period, fell into the boards, and he went off very slow. Well, that's the type of guy right there. You want to see him do well in the playoffs. He worked so hard with Chicago. He was the man of focus in Chicago, and he played so well there, but they never really had a chance getting into the finals. Now he does have a chance. He played in Montreal growing up in his junior career. He's very, very popular here in Montreal. I'm sure the fans here want to see him carry that Stanley Cup, but it hasn't been easy here in Game 1.
Savard spent 10 years with the Blackhawks and led them in scoring, 7 of those 10. 5:35 to go in the third period. 3-1 Kings. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Here's Patrice Brisebois. Drives to the King line, taken away. Yari Curry with it. Chased by Bellows. Curry pulls up. His pass to Shewchuk. He tips it into Montreal zone. Brisebois back to get it. Now pass off the boards to the blue line. Damphousse, right side. Here across the line is Brian Bellows. He gets a shot. Kelly Rudy tipped it behind the net for Huddy. Huddy sends it around the boards to Robitaille. Luke gets it to center. Here's Yari Curry. Sador the trailer. Curry, right side. Montreal zone. Curry still with it. Shoots up high and off the glass. Rebound. Sandstrom holds it in. Sandstrom throws it up high behind the net. 4:55 to go in the third. 3-1 Kings. Puck comes to the blue line and picked up by the Kings, Thomas Sandstrom. Here's Sandstrom to Grecki. Grecki with 2 assists tonight. Drives it in. A save by Patrick Roy. Patrice Brisebois back behind the net. Brisebois drives it off the boards, and the Canadiens clear it to center, but it hops into the Kings zone, and McSorley back to get it. His pass out the center ice to Grecki. Here's Grecki to center with Sandstrom and Reichel. Grecki tried to feed it to Reichel. Grecki holds it in, tips it in deep. He gets checked there. Puck is back behind the net. Sandstrom. Sandstrom with it in front to Reichel. Couldn't get it. Grecki with it. Grecki tried to bank it off the goaltender again, but it's knocked away. Here's McSorley at the right point. Tipped away. 4:10 to go in the third. Kings with a 3-1 lead. Now taken by Matthew Schneider. Schneider for Montreal. It's flipped up high in the air. Bounces down at center ice. Swept away by Dave Taylor. Taylor for the Kings. The trailer is Conacher. Taylor right side. Taylor driving. Taylor in deep. Taylor behind the net. Taylor still with it. Throws it in behind the net there to Conacher. He's got Granato with him. Odeline checks Conacher. Conacher hangs on. Now gets it to Granato. Here's Granado back into Conacher. 3:35 to go in the third. 3-1 Kings. Pass behind the net. Here is Schneider. Chased by Granado. Took it away. Granado then lost it. Now the loose puck. Canadiens with it. Gilbert Dion shoots. Glove saved by Kelly Rudy. Rudy for Zhidnik. Zhidnik sends it around the boards and out to center ice. 3:15 to go in the third. 3-1 Kings. Here's J.J. Daigneault. Daigneault in his own zone. Gets it up to Bellows. Now back to Daigneault. Tipped away at the blue line by Robitaille. Robitaille in the slot to Curry. Curry shoots. Wide. Rebound off the boards out to center ice. Huddy back to get it. Huddy's pass back in the Montreal zone. 2:55 to go in the third.
Kings back checking from the forwards. Now they're forechecking. The Kings in the contain mode. Keep the puck simple. Put it behind the net. They're getting in the way of the Montreal Canadiens every step of the way. Get an icing call right here. Huddy, you could see him hold on there. Wanted to make the clock tick down. 2:44 remaining in the third.
Kings with a 3-1 lead, and off the draw, here's Brisebois for Montreal. Right side, but Blake intercepts. Blake shoots up high and off the glass. Rebound out to center. Zhidnik chasing it down with 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. Here's Zhidnik. He gets it over to Warren Reichel. Reichel flips it up in the air and out to center ice. Chased down by Sandstrom with Grecki. Sandstrom left side, throws it in. Patrick Roy bats it away. 2:19 to go in the third. Up to center ice. Canadiens. Eric Desjardins across the line. They're going to pull the goaltender, Patrick Roy. The net is open. Pass up the middle. The Montreal net is wide open. Kings get it to center. It rolls into the Montreal zone. Bellows with Grecki behind him. Tips it away. Here's Sandstrom. Over to Grecki. He's got an empty net. Grecki shoots. He scores. Kings lead 4-1 with 1:58 to go. Grecki puts it into the empty net from an almost impossible angle.
It is almost impossible.
Almost.
For a left-hand shot like that. I've seen Wayne, though, after practice sometimes, he gets out there from a bad angle and tries to put the puck in, see how far he can get as close as he can to the goal line. Now, if this is a right-hand shot, you have an angle. You see Grecki all in one motion. He's looking right at the net, doesn't want to take any chances. He has a few smiles. Jari Kurri enjoying that moment also. But you called it, Bob. Confidence from Wayne Grecki. Hey, take the puck, put it at the net, and he picks the corner. And the Kings lead 4-1.
What a great shot, because you could see how little he had to shoot at, and he just put it in the corner. 1:40 to go, third period. The Canadiens have won 8 straight at home, but now they trail 4-1. Grecki with his 14th goal in the playoffs. Here's Dave Taylor. Taylor with it out of the blue line. Taylor throws it right side to Granado. Granado behind the net. Still, the only goal Montreal has scored was tipped in by Wayne Grecki. Grecki now the playoff scoring leader. We're going to get a cross-checking penalty here. He passed Doug Gilmour of Toronto with that goal, 36 points to 35. So Wayne Grecki with the empty net goal.
There's Grecki back on the ice again. The Kings will have the power play here, cross-checking the call against J.J. Daigneault. Go back to that Grecki goal. Credit Thomas Sandstrom. He was one of the Kings forwards out there chasing down the loose pucks. I mentioned it so much here in the third period. First part of the third period, the Kings forwards doing a good job coming back on the back check very quick. Last half, they contained the Montreal Canadiens with speed.
Patrick Roy is back in. Puck comes in deep to Sandstrom. He's checked there, and they cleared the length of the ice. 4-1 Kings. The goal by Grecki is 14th from Sandstrom. It came with a 58 remaining in the third period. Last minute of play in Game 1. Kings with a 3-goal lead. Here's Grecki up to Sandstrom, tipped away. Now Blake at the blue line. Oh, the Kings have just played a tremendous game tonight. Into Grecki, back to Zhidnik, over to Blake. Blake, he gives it right side, picked up by Sandstrom. Sandstrom on the power play for the Kings. 36 seconds to go. Grecki in front, can't get a good shot. He gets knocked down. Puck comes out to the blue line. Blake holds it in. Here's Blake. He waits and gives it to Grecki. Kings are going to take a 1-game-to-none lead. Blake shooting, tipped, and just wide by Robitaille. 20 seconds to go, third period. Canadiens bring it to center ice. The Kings took the Canadiens and the crowd out of the game. Kings are going to have a 1-0 lead in this playoff final. Pass to Grecki, he didn't get it. Next game is Thursday night, Saturday and next Monday at the Great Western Forum. 1 second to go. The Kings 3 wins away from the Stanley Cup. Uein Grecki with a goal and 2 assists tonight. And Barry Melrose' team could have easily had a shutout. Kelly Hrudey, as I mentioned, the only one that beat him was accidentally deflected in by Uein Grecki back in the first period. Jim, what a strong, strong performance.
Kings were in the passing lanes all night, not only forechecking, but through the neutral zone. And it's a great defensive effort, but here the Kings show you how to play team defense. The forwards tonight, very quick, coming back, making it easy on the defensemen. We saw coverage down low all night by the Kings, and obviously they're a happy team. They came in here, and the last 5 minutes of the second period, you could sense it. The Montreal Canadiens had the game slowed down where they wanted. The Kings picked it up a little bit. The Canadiens couldn't skate with them at either end of the ice. Kelly Hrudey, he looked solid because the Kings moved men in front and let Hrudey see every shot coming at him.
The Canadiens lose after 8 straight wins at home in the playoffs, and how sweet it is for this man, the Gatorade player of the game, a native of Montreal, Luc Robitaille.
Robitaille scoring 2 power play goals tonight, and he just led the Kings from the start. Honorable mention, obviously, to Uein Grecki. Grecki picking up a goal, 2 assists. But Luc Robitaille struggled early in other playoff series against the Flames, against the Canucks, and against the Toronto Maple Leafs. No struggle here tonight for Luc Robitaille. Did what he does best, that's score goals.